Rap Delites. Rap Delites. Rap Delites.
One and a two and a three and a four. Snoop Doggy Dogg at the motherfucking door. Y'all know nothing about that shit.
We actually do.
No, you don't. Welcome to the Rap Delites podcast. What's good in the hood? What's popping in the streets? Y'all good?
Good.
Y'all ready to pod? Y'all fuckers ready to pod? Yes, pussy, we ready to pod.
Pussy. A flash shirt.
Christ.
Yeah. Oh, nobody else can curse but you?
I ain't call him a pussy. Jesus, and you know that was if we was in the streets, we'd be ready to fucking rumble.
Why would you think that he's so hype? Was that like a lot of aggression right now?
Yeah, like calm down, take it fucking easy. You alright?
Yeah, I'm good.
You want a drink?
I'm good.
Shit.
Let's have a drink.
Yeah, let's start again. Is everybody ready? Are you fuckers ready to pod?
I'm ready to pod.
You ready to pod?
I am.
You ready to pod?
I'm ready.
All right, you fuckers are ready to pod. What's going on? Welcome to the Rap Delites podcast. Everybody that's just tuning in, everybody that's tuned in before, we are the Rap Delites crew, giving you organic hip-hop commentary, no gossip, no cultural appropriation, no gentrification, just that raw shit. I got my brother over there, T-S-K-1, Brainiac Maniac, T-S-K-1,
Peace.
B-Boy. What's up? He got his Loke looking Loke dog.
Oh, look at that.
Loke dog. What's up, Loke?
Damn, it ain't work too.
What's up, Loke? What, they 3D glasses?
It looks like I can see through them. It's like they black readers.
Oh my God, man. You like what was that movie with fucking Roddy Piper?
They live.
They Live when you put the glasses on it. Yeah.
John Carpenter.
Yeah, that was a good movie. Remember that?
John
I remember
Carpenter.
that. I don't even know how y'all remember that.
Because we got.
Is this thing on? Is this thing on?
Yeah, it's on. Everybody popping. So that's my brother over there, TSK1, not to be confused with 2.
Hey, and we all on the set.
Yeah, and we all here. Everybody's fucking here finally.
Vacations
Welcome
and
back.
holidays.
Welcome back.
Exactly.
Welcome back.
Genocidal holidays.
We didn't have a bye week last week? I thought we had a bye week.
Negative.
No?
Ain't never about me. I'll be on this
Right.
fucker by myself potting.
You would not. You would have your young one down here.
Oh yeah, I would.
You would have your daughter
Nikki,
filming it.
everybody. I had the whole fucking family down here fucking pie. Y'all know how I do.
Exactly.
I don't fuck around.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Shout out to TSK1. We got my sister over there, the Belizean Biddy, Miss Smith. What's poppin', Miss Smith?
Not much.
Welcome back.
Thank you very much.
How was
Appreciate
your
that.
turkey day?
It was good.
Did you make a turkey?
I did.
You ain't
I don't
make no
eat turkey.
fucking turkey.
I made 2 turkeys. I brought them bitches, but I don't eat turkey.
Somebody told me you had turkey hoagies.
I didn't. That was last Thanksgiving. I stepped my game up. 2020 is my year, so watch out, because I might be frying them bitches. So.
Yeah. Sam smoked the joint. Didn't you smoke a turkey or something like that?
Yes, in the new grill.
I mean,
How did it turn out?
did you? When he told me he smoked the
Yeah.
turkey, I thought he really went out and shot him.
Yeah, that's some Sam. That's some Sam shit. That's some Sam.
That was the old man. This is the new man.
Okay. Shout out to Miss Smith. Shout out to
My house
TSK1. We got my sister over here, Chrissy Mac. What's going on, C Mac?
What's up, y'all?
What's good?
Everything.
Everything good. That's good to hear. You know C Mac be coming in here. Know what I mean?
Murder.
Know what I mean? Fuck it. Know what I mean? This is hip hop shit. Shit is real even without a deal.
She's so chill, right? I know.
And I am Bats.
Go ahead.
Mouth Almighty. The Fresh Grinch.
Fresh Grinch.
The Potty Mouth podcaster himself, Hollywood Hoagie.
Oh, jeez.
Y'all got me fucked up in these streets. You know what I mean? Everybody good? What's happening? Welcome to the Rap Delites podcast.
That's just
Intro
4
was like
handles?
17 minutes.
4 handles. Listen, I got a ton of them. That's just for the podcast.
So I guess if we not here, you'll have
we got a ton of them, too.
Y'all got a ton of them. Yeah,
But
shit
yeah,
y'all
they
call
a
me.
little bit inappropriate.
Y'all
Exactly,
shit y'all
exactly.
call me. Nikki got things that she called me to her
Exactly.
friends and stuff like that.
We should do
I
that
got
one day. We
1,000
should
names.
put all of our handles and
Yeah, we got
all
shit.
of our handles and pull them shits out one show.
We got
and
shit we
say-
call you when you ain't around.
Exactly. That's just what I'm talking about. The ones we call him when he ain't around.
Very funny. Okay, all right. Okay, we're going to get into what everybody's been listening to. We're going to shoot over here to my brother TSK1. What have you been listening to, TSK1?
I got a lot of work. Now,
Here we go.
A lot of work.
Here we go.
This is what this entails.
Come on.
This is what this shit entails. It's very
Say the
busy.
damn thing.
Now, earlier in the week, I had a whole little setup, and I fucking scrapped that.
Okay.
I scrapped that. It was basically on the heels of last episode, but we going to new. We going something new, and it's not just cause I've been listening to this album for several weeks now, and it's really good. And it's Daddy O's latest album, From My Hood to You.
Okay.
It's really good, and more so, any MC that puts a project, as long as if I can relate to it, I get that shit like 2, 3, 4 thumbs up and 2 big toes. But if I could relate to it, meaning if an MC just comes on and has something to say, something relevant to himself, something relevant to any potential listener, I'm all with it, man. I'm all with it. That's your joint with Pasta Noose is on it. Pasta Noose is on the album. He's got Bun B is on the album. He's got Smith and Wesson. You know, Second Steel.
I did the homework.
Track. So yeah, it's really a good album. And I commented. Daddy O posted something on one of the tracks on Instagram, and I commented that I said it's really good. It's a really good album.
I think the intro, I listened to this too. The intro really sets the tone for the album.
Yeah.
And one of my favorites on there was Good Start.
Right, exactly.
It's like you don't even have to ask any questions after that. Like it's literally, he tells the story from beginning to end in one track. And it's so dope.
Yeah, Good Start. Yeah.
It's like you can see yourself
I
in
like
it.
Drummer Man.
Drummer Man, the first, that was the first like official joint on there. Yeah.
Right.
Play Serengeti. Serengeti, that's my shit.
I was listening to that. I was like, would you like take that back to the joint Africa? Like, I just felt like it had God, I can't. I don't know. It was just something reminiscent to me when I listened to the Africa. Yeah.
So like from Stat? Like
Yeah.
Angola, Soweto, Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
Bro, I passed the fucking test.
Who did not pass a test off of that track? Who didn't? Okay? Let's just keep it real.
And the thing is, like, I think Big Daddy-O Professor is aptly titled a professor.
Okay.
Because he's in a stage where he's teaching these days, you know.
Also, Daddy-O from a hood.
I feel like he's in a stage where he's teaching the youth.
I think he's teaching all of us.
You think he's teaching all of us?
Yes, because a lot of us, his class and our class, have much to learn, and he's that bridge that's teaching it in a way that nobody else has, and from based on my observation.
So that's all you've been listening to?
No.
What else you been listening to?
It's not.
Now,
You know, he coming with a laundry list.
Disrespect.
He coming with a scroll.
there is a laundry list, and I retire the looks for that.
Dang.
You know what I mean? He coming in with a fucking scroll.
Whole
my
list on the
readers
side. Just open your
What's the
cabinet up,
Santa
Pete.
Claus shit?
His
Open your
wrong
cabinet up.
science says.
We gonna get a segment for this shit. Now, because this is important. And now, in regards to just the making contact segment or whatever, from off the top of my head, what the call that Chrissy put out a few weeks ago about, anyone out there that can forward your music to TSK1.
So you've been getting a lot of emails and shit about it?
It's bearing fruit.
Okay.
I've been contacted by, and I alluded to this on the last episode. Intel Selective.
Okay.
Intel Selective specifically spoke up our sister,
Chrissy
Mac.
Mac.
And he forwarded his music. He forwarded his music inadvertently. What I was listening to on last episode, Pure Fact from Serbia, this track right here, which I want y'all to hear from him. I didn't get an opportunity to play. We queued up. This is just another reintroduction of Pure Fact and his track. Pure Fact, 21 years old from Serbia, and he putting out beats like this. He's a fucking maniac in what he does. Inadvertently, I happen to be in contact with Pure Fact and Intel Selector at the same time. Come to find out, they work together.
Okay.
They work together on this track. Here called Dynamite Soul. Pure Fact did this track. Intel Select is from Connecticut, 21 years old, and he got knowledge of self.
Okay.
Just, I feel his energy, man, and it's like, I'm like cats that I trust, that I let hear this. I mean, you just see the smiles on their faces, man. I'm talking about heads from back in the day, dirty book baggers.
I was never a dirty book bagger.
Neither was I. Neither was I. I was living a life.
I don't understand why y'all
I was living a
this.
life.
I was there. So why?
I was never a dirty
I
bag.
don't understand.
You a late bloomer anyway.
Listen. Even if I had a book bag on, it was never dirty. I'm gonna let you know that right now.
Okay.
It was never dirty. Listen. Listen here, cause
I
I
understand the concept of dirty book bagger.
listen. I don't want this podcast. Listen, this podcast is all around the world. I don't want to get them fucked up out in the street.
You.
I want to get
Shout
them
out
fucked
to the world.
Shout out to the Shout out to the world, everybody watching on
Thank you for coming
YouTube,
out. God bless.
Facebook,
Good night.
Peace World, SoundCloud.
Peace World, we coming.
And I don't want my always think, yo, you do dirty back in the day. I was never a dirty. You
That
know,
is not the concept
but you know,
behind dirty bag packing.
But I just want them to know that was never dirty.
For some
Say
bullshit
it.
reason.
Say it.
I'm never gonna come to that.
Just
You were
say it.
dirty
She's
bag
biased.
packer. I was there. I'm
She's
sorry.
biased. I was
Let's
there
say.
too. I was living a life.
First of all, when I speak about
It's a
being a
culture.
dirty backpacker, I speak about it with a.
It's a derogatory term.
No, it's not.
Derogatory
I don't
term.
speak about it
This is an
derogatory.
outrage.
See, but you gotta understand
I
that
speak about
derogatory.
it as a.
But a derogatory term is only can be deemed derogatory to the person that's being towards, not the person that's giving it. You can't say it's
a
not a
context.
derogatory term.
I'm telling you.
I can say it's a derogatory term because I'm the one getting called it.
All right. Then
Anyway.
you know what? With your sensitive ass.
Yeah, I'm
Listen.
sensitive.
All right.
I'm sensitive. Spit the damn. Go. Do the damn
With
thing.
that said, based on our Chrissy Mac's call, Intel Selector emailed me a collection of basically like 2 songs of music that he put out. Collaborations with producers and other MCs around the country. This track right here, Intel Selector, this track is called Mass Appeal. Give me some volume on that. Get this shit some air to breathe. So, Intel Selector is on this track. The producer is Third Eye Free. Third Eye Free is from LA. Again, I say again, Intel is from Connecticut. And the second MC on this track is what's my man's name? Conrado Muley.
Okay.
Conrado Muley. I had to get that shit right, you know what I mean? Just to give. And this guy has knowledge himself too. He's from DC.
It's amazing how I'm guessing that they all connected via the internet.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
They never met in the physical.
That's so dope what the internet can bring.
Oh,
you know
definitely,
what I mean?
definitely.
Like I remember the first time I realized how dope, how like the internet
The
is
magic of the internet,
how you can connect to people that you don't know and all that kind of stuff. The very first time I really realized it is when I first got my PlayStation and I was playing DC versus what's that? Mortal
Marvel?
Kombat. DC versus Mortal Kombat, and some kid from Japan kicked my ass.
You like Thor. You like Thor. on some
Basically.
shit.
Yo, he kicked my ass. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on here? I never logged back in. On that
Damn,
shit.
you did
Yeah,
that?
because I was, yo, he was like, boop, 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 boop. I was done. Them niggas see what they like I'm
You
a,
fucking battling the creator.
I'm a grown ass man with real life responsibilities. He's some kid living in his mom's basement. Like I would never win. You know what I mean?
And this Conrado right here too, right here on Ramen. Like I said, Conrado's from DC. He's a dope MC, and both of these brothers got knowledge itself. And just hearing it from the weight of the words that they use, I was like, I made contact with both of them. Conversations, gave them pieces and everything. So and it was like very, very receptive and thankful for what we're doing here.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
Intel gave me another track, and I'm gonna close out with this one. This is Winter Wars.
because we do got to get to Miss Smith.
I know we get through it.
Jeez.
We get through
Take
it.
my
We're gonna have a
time.
conversation about that. You know what I mean? Like we alluded to before. But this track is called Winter Wars, and the producer on this track is Most Beats, like Most Def, but Most Beats. He's from Fresno, California. Fresno. So these all over. They all over. You know what I mean? Circumnavigating the globe and doing what the internet has allowed us to do, and just get our music heard, make collaborations with people on the other
That you
side.
would never see and get a chance to touching different sides of the globe, child.
Indeed,
You know what I
exactly.
mean? Exactly.
And this is Intel Selector. So peace, Intel. Anybody can get a Intel Selector on YouTube or email him at intelselector at gmail.com. You know
And
what I
this
mean?
is all connected through Chris.
This is Chrissy Mac, and I got more.
You know what I mean?
I got more dope coming next episode.
Chrissy just
on
passed.
Chrissy Mac.
Chrissy
Mac.
Chrissy
is
like-
fucking
Chrissy
dope.
like,
Chrissy
woo,
Mac is
right,
doing
right,
his
right,
work.
right, right.
Chrissy's like, woo!
Yeah, pass him over. I got him. I got him.
Yeah, paste the intel selected.
Yeah, he
That's
talked you up specifically.
Chrissy with the assist.
Uh-huh. All right, so we're going to shoot over here to Miss Smith. What you been listening to, Miss Smith?
I've been listening to some mosh posh of new releases. So I've been listening to the
Mosh
Young Bull.
Posh.
Mosh Posh.
The Young Bull.
Fuck you get that
What kind of word is that?
Yeah.
Where'd you pull that
Look
from?
that up.
A mosh pit?
Can we get that mosh?
Mosh pit?
Mosh.
Is that
posh,
anything like
mo-
succotash?
I don't know what the hell.
Mishmash?
Mosh Posh, succotash.
I've been mixing up
Suffering
a whole,
succotash.
That's Sylvester?
Yeah.
whole dirty backpack. No, I'm just playing.
Here we go. Here
So a
we
whole
go.
mix of like new
Late
releases,
bloomer.
new hip hop releases that came out like within the last week. I'm listening to Rest
it.
in Peace. Triple X Tentacion.
Okay, you been listening
I'm
to he
listening
got,
to
you
that.
said he had a lot of
So he
joints
has
on
about
here.
like 25 to 26
Is it-
tracks.
I mean, this
on
is
his
all.
album.
I mean, I
He
know he
has
passed
like
away.
some features though. He has
I mean,
Wayne on there.
But who's putting this out? Do you
His
know?
Camp's putting it out.
So it's just like shit that he just recorded.
It's shit that he
and
just recorded, yeah,
okay.
a ton of stuff. And he has some stuff that sounds really good. Like I said, he has Lil Wayne that's featured on one joint. He has Rick Ross featured on another
It's
one.
a ton of shit on
He
here.
had a ton of, he had a
Blink
ton of
182,
stuff. But he was always pretty
Joyner
much,
Lucas.
I always knew, when I used to listen
Joey
to his shit back in the
Badass,
day,
Tory Lane.
a lot of his joints would be like a minute and 30 seconds to 2 minutes, 3 minutes maybe tops. You know what I mean? Like, so going through his track list, you can like, I'm literally through that shit like a half an hour. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because his
I'm
shit is like
looking at it
really
right now
quickly.
because it's like real quick John. So he got 25 Johns, but he really got like 12.
He really got like 12 tracks. Exactly. A lot of them could have been fused together.
Okay.
So I'm listening to that joint. And then Fat Joe made an appearance this week.
Oh yeah.
Family
Fat
Ties.
Joe
Yeah.
John.
So I'm listening to that.
He
You know,
been doing the rounds lately.
Mm-hmm.
So,
he has.
On Sway.
He
How?
got his girl Cardi B on the joint.
How? I was waiting for him and Cardi to do a joint.
Yeah.
Like I mean, I know he fuck with Rim.
He
real
was
heavy,
waiting for Cardi.
but I was just like with that whole BX thing. I was just
Yeah,
really waiting
and
for
that
him
whole
him and
Latino
Cardi.
thing,
Yeah,
yeah,
they
yeah,
just-
it
You
was just
talked
like
that up
perfect.
before, yeah.
Yeah, so I've been waiting for him, and I knew that was going to happen because
Yeah.
I know how Joe get down. Joe always reaches out, you know what I mean,
Yep,
and everybody
yep,
and
yep.
Joe
everything
get
like that.
everybody.
Yeah,
Of course,
yeah.
you know he got his girl Remy on there as well.
But this joint ain't like a JoJo album. This is him and that boy Dre, the producer.
It's the boy Dre,
You know
yep.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the boy Dre is rhyming on
He's
there.
on
and
like
everything
every
that.
other track.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't like him.
Yeah.
I don't like him.
That
Yeah.
beard?
It's funny because
Oh no, I don't like him. I just don't like him. Like
I don't like him like that either because the only tracks that I find myself liking on this
the
on
ones
his
with
album
Joe.
is the ones with Joe.
yeah,
Joe, Remy, like I don't like him with the
with the boy Dre on there.
Yeah.
Like the only person that I want to hear going back and forth with Fat Joe is Big Pun. That was the only nigga I heard with Fat Joe that was like.
That was
That was like synergy.
It works well.
It was like synergy. It was like some
Perfect
kissing,
mix.
It was some kissing style shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Them niggas was like together. Like when I first heard, what was that joint? The joint they do, the deep cover joint.
Mm-hmm.
That shit was like, I was like, fuck. Yo, Pun was a beast.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace to Pun. But yeah, Fat Joe, Family Ties. That's what else?
That's about it. I'm listening. I
about
know French Montana came out. Haven't checked that one out yet. Your boy Blueface just dropped some new shit.
We gonna get in. I'm gonna get into that French Montana shit.
Yeah, I want to get your boy Blueface just dropped some new shit. Gotta
My
get
boy,
into
that's your
that.
boy.
No, it's not. But
You advocate
I
that.
will listen
Yeah,
to
that's
it.
your boy.
I will listen to a couple just to see what it sounds like.
You listen to
I am not a full hater.
I ain't.
Not a matter of hate.
Ain't not a matter of hate. He
You
just,
might as well. You all doned in the colors today. You representing, all right, for the Crips.
fuck. She walked to this bitch.
So
But no, I don't. It's not that I'm hating on him. I just don't like the music.
yeah, it's
No,
a different.
you can not like it. I mean, there's a lot of shit. There's motherfuckers that I like who bring out albums that I don't like. You know, remember I told you the whole Jay-Z thing.
I told you. Let me stop you there because I don't necessarily like a lot. Probably 97% of Blueface at all. But seeing him in concert,
You felt this ghost.
I
remember
found
you
it.
told
It
me
was.
that.
It was.
You like
Yeah.
him live.
You like
I
this
like
ghost.
him live. I like him
You
live.
like
I
this
liked
ghost. You
his.
felt his spirit.
Exactly.
I can understand
That's
that.
the part of hip hop that I like. When you see it, it makes it easier. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and so
it made it easier for me to kind of like relate to him.
And I guess that sometimes with artists, and you can attest to this sometimes with artists, and you too, Chrissy, recording and live is two different things for some motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Some motherfuckers is garbage recording.
Right. Yeah.
And then you see them, like, I've seen, like, motherfuckers that I've known personally, Rom, up close in person, we be like, wow,
Yeah.
that nigga a beast. And then he's able to record a song and it's trash.
And it sucks.
You know what I mean? So, and they lyrical dudes. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So, I can see that.
Yeah.
All right, so you done?
I'm done. That's it.
Chrissy Mac, what
Rap
you
for
been
me.
listening to?
I'm listening to some
Shooting right through this shit.
hardcore,
Come on.
grimy,
What? Mob Deep.
Mobb Deep.
Anything particular
Love
was
Mobb
tickling your fancy? Juvenile Hell, Hell on Earth, Infamous, Murder Music.
I was listening to a mix of all of it.
Okay.
I was listening to
A little hodgepodge.
Infamous my shit.
A hodgepodge,
You know
a
what?
succotash.
I'm gonna trademark that
a
shit.
mishmash, a mishmash, a
I'ma trademark
hodgepodge, a
that shit.
succotash.
Y'all gonna be hating. Watch. I'm getting shirts for all of us made up in that shit. Are you ready to miss Posh?
No way.
Are you ready for some super dynamite soul?
Yeah.
Mishmash.
Oh, that's the John. Is this what was it? The remix to this that had the? Oh no, this is the Tony Montana shit with terrible ass Nas on the song. I love Nas, and I've been on the record as saying Nas is one of the best lyricists out here.
It's not like the,
But I shit on Nas because he's shittable. He's able to be shit on because sometimes he put out some bullshit.
He does things that's worthy to be shot
but he dope when
He does things that's worthy to be shot
when he with niggas like this, he dope.
Yeah, he need help.
Yeah, he need help. When he on like with Rain, Ghost, or Mobb Deep, he in the pocket.
He needs a tether.
Yeah, he's in the pocket.
If he don't have like that tether to shore, he'll drift out the fucking ocean.
Yeah. He needs gravity to pull him in.
Right.
Without gravity, he's floating into space. We taking over. That was a movie. Yeah. So a hodgepodge.
No, let me just break this down, right? Mishmash.
A mishmash.
Jumble of words that may make little or no sense to the person listening. So when I said that, I was saying it in a sense like I'm listening to a mishmash of artists that don't necessarily fit the mold of like the genre. You know what I mean? Like it's just all hip hop, but it's different segments of hip hop. You understand what I'm saying, Sam? Damn. See, this the day that we all can come together and unite, my brother.
Here we go with the bullshit. Anything else?
You see the images for Mishmash?
What?
So just a succotash. Just a succotash of Mobb Deep, right?
That word is not even a
A succotash, a mishmash.
Don't even do the math.
Well, y'all know what succotash is. Succotash is
a
llama beans and
vegetable.
corn. It's
Yeah,
like a mixed bag. You know what I mean?
vegetable.
Yeah. Llama beans and corn and succotash.
Right.
Suffering succotash.
Vegetable, right.
But anyway, so Mobb Deep, you just been going on with some Mobb Deep shit all
With
week.
some Mobb Deep. Like,
Okay.
that's
my
hardcore.
boys.
That's my shit.
That's
That's
dope.
Chrissy Mac, the
That's
beats,
dope.
the lyrics, the grime, all
That's
that.
dope. That's dope.
Straight
All right. I've been listening to. I listened to the Fat Joe John. Like I said, I give it a out of 5 stars. I'm gonna give it a 3
I would concur.
out of 5 stars because they got that dude Dre on there. He didn't need that motherfucker.
I would
on there.
concur.
They get him out of there.
I don't know why he felt like he needed to do
Well,
that.
that's probably like he's a producer and he probably just because Joe just doing projects. You know what I mean? He's
Yeah.
like, fuck it. Then I listened to that French Montana John.
Ooh, don't like that. You put smoke.
I fuck with French. You know when I fuck with French on certain singles
I'm gonna, yeah.
and on hooks. Him with a whole album and shit. It's just like he just getting to that Afro beat thing, and he's just goes hog wild in the clubs, and it's just like like he's trash.
Well, Afrobeat is what's trending right now.
But every Afrobeat song ain't good.
No, it's not.
Some of that shit is trash.
Yeah.
That joint he did with Sway Lee, Unforgettable. It's cool when you got a little bitty in front of you, but I'm listening to it in the crib, it's trash. I'm sorry. So he got like 25 songs. It's like a double album.
He has 25 songs?
It's a double album.
This should do with the beard?
Yeah, French. It's like 20 songs.
French Montana.
Yeah, French Montana. It's like 18 songs, something like that. 18, 20, something like that. It's like a double album, but it's trash. I like the joint he got with,
I like the joint to it when I'm with
Drake.
One of y'all.
Yeah, I like the joint here with Drake, No Stylist. That's dope. He got another joint called,
That joint was released months ago.
Coke Wave Boys. That's a dope joint, but other than that, I really can't fuck with it. You know what I mean? So that's the Fat Joe John, Family Ties, French Montana. Then I had to redeem myself. They got a new No Hoodies by Davies and J Electronica.
No,
You hear
know that? No.
Yo,
I did not know that. Can we hear that?
Listen here.
Hold on.
That
Earphones
shit,
go
listen,
on.
That shit restored my faith. Did you hear this show yet?
No.
Yeah, this is Davies and J Electronica. This joint is fucking hitting right here.
This the shit that should have been on Davies' album.
I ain't had nowhere to go, nowhere to go. If you know what I know, I ain't had nowhere to go, nowhere to
Y'all
go.
fucking, y'all don't know nothing about this
This
shit.
joint is high.
Yeah, this is a dope joint. This is a dope joint. So this is what redeemed me. The No Hoodie, Nothing to Lose with Davies and J Electronica. This is a
This
dope
is the
joint.
shit that you need to be sending out on group text.
Well, I sometimes I like to fucking just sometimes I like to just surprise y'all. I like to see y'all faces on camera.
Nah,
you know?
we don't want to be surprised
You know
with
what I mean?
nutty shit. We want to be surprised with.
Yeah, I like to
You
get
know
a
what?
I like to get a real reaction.
Let him do him.
I like to get a real fucking reaction.
Surprise y'all.
All right, so we're gonna be right back. More Rap Delites, more Chrissy Mac, more TSK1, more Miss Smith, more Bats.
Yeah.
You know how we do.
Damn, this joint ain't on Davies' show.
I don't know what it's on. It's just like a. I'm Bats.
I'm Miss Smith.
And I'm TSK1.
And you're watching Rap Delites.
Yo! Welcome back to the Rap Delites podcast. I am Bash, that is TSK1, that is Miss Smith, that is Chrissy Mac. Spotify just got a gift for Jay-Z's 50th birthday. He released all his material that he previously didn't have on any other streaming service back onto Spotify. React.
Not even on his own?
He had it on his,
He
of
had it on
course.
Tidal.
That was
That's
the only
the
place you can
reason.
get it.
So this means more money for the richest rapper?
Yeah, you get more money. More money.
At the risk of sounding like a hater, I won't hit the boo button. I'll hit the good for him.
Yeah.
I'm drinking Corona and they not even paying me. Go ahead, next.
Miss Smith.
Good move. I don't see nothing wrong with it. I mean, he did it to solidify. Well, back then when he held off from it, he did it to solidify
His title.
His title,
Yeah.
exactly. Why
Yeah.
would I release something to my competitors when my shit is dope?
And I'm one of the top fucking artists out here, and I'm not gonna give
You
y'all
get
my
this
nut.
when I give it to you. Happy birthday, bitches, because he
Yeah.
gave it to him his 50th birthday,
More
right?
money,
There you
more
go.
money, more money.
There you go.
Chrissy
What was
Mac.
that, Keenan Wayans and
Yeah.
Again, another genius business move.
Yeah.
On the heels of the NFL.
Exactly, because now everyone's gonna run to it and it's gonna get millions of streams like
Yeah.
right away, as
Right
if
away.
it was
Like
already
it's
out.
brand new.
You know, like
Yeah, like it was brand new, they're gonna run to it.
Exactly.
I mean, listen, the motherfucker is playing chess, not checkers. I give him that. You know what I mean? He out there and he doing his fucking thing. I was like, you know what I mean? These bitches just better be lucky he don't own Beyonce's fucking catalog.
How about that? How about that?
TSK1 got his crickets going. Do I got crickets on mine? I do got crickets on
You
here
know what
somewhere.
y'all got. That don't sound crisp. I had to put that in my son's room.
So yeah,
Get the hell
that was a
out of
good
him.
move on his part. You
Yeah,
know
that
what
was
I mean?
good. That was
That was a
dope.
power move. You
That
know
was
what I mean?
dope.
Shout outs to him for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Good for him, yay!
Even though I mean like
Hercules.
I remember when motherfuckers was like
Hercules,
somebody was so
Hercules.
I think Aaliyah's stuff isn't on streaming services.
Why? Is that through? Is that because of R. Kelly?
Diamond D
No,
stuff
no,
onto
no.
hip hop is
Yeah,
not
see,
on,
but
it's not
and
on
now
Tidal.
like me, I'm like it has no impact for me because I own all that shit. You know what I mean?
Like CDs.
Yeah, I own the
yeah,
CDs.
we all. I
Like,
still got
so
all
like
my
like
CDs.
Jay-Z
yeah.
just getting on Spotify. I'm like, yeah, and you know what I mean? Because I own all that shit. Like
Yeah.
I own all the Aaliyah shit. I own like I dig the convenience of streaming.
Yeah.
Because it's right there on my phone or whatever like that. But my bitches. Right here in the cupboard, right here. You know what I mean? I keep my shit because I don't like.
You got a crate down there too.
I got crate down here, crates up here,
I
crates.
didn't even know you had shit in them.
Yeah,
Not
bro.
vinyl. He got crates for CDs.
I got vinyls upstairs.
the vinyls.
I mean?
The vinyls for the
I got
CDs.
shit- I got All Purpose.
Yeah.
Oh, I got that too. Oh,
AP.
oh no,
Yeah.
I got the whole album.
Oh, you got the album?
I got the whole
I knew the
album.
motherfucker since he was 3, and I ain't got the album. Shout out to All Purpose. Shout out to AP. But yeah, like I love the convenience of streaming services, but I don't like somebody telling me when I can hear something and when I can't hear something and when I can get it or whatever like that. Fuck that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like even on some like with the R. Kelly thing when they were taking his shit off of streaming services and stuff like that.
And Michael Jackson, they tried it.
I'm like, yo, fuck you. If I want to hear happy people, I want to hear fucking happy people. Fuck you. I got it. I own it. I'm not gonna let Spotify censor me hearing happy people because like for argument's sake, somebody that you love, Diamond D. You know what I mean? They put him on he's on Spotify and you don't own the album. Then they find out 10 years from now he's a Nazi sympathizer. Some shit like that. Now they done took it off.
That shit down.
Yeah, like that's bullshit.
Right.
Like nobody tells LeVar Batista when he can listen and what he can listen to. That's me. And that's why that's the thing I don't like about streaming services. But it's cool to
Would you say you was like Castro?
Yeah.
Yeah. The beard?
Yeah, fuck that. You know what I mean? Nobody tells me what to do. Fucking yeah. You know what I mean? They think I'm telling me what to think from the link.
That's
Or
a
was
damn
that
man
Tony?
thing. Look at
That was
that.
Tony. That was Tony. What do you mean?
That's a damn man
What?
thing. Nobody tell me what to do.
They don't
what
tell me what
to
to
do, how to
do.
do it.
They don't.
Then I should have done with streaming.
Yeah, it do got something to do with streaming if they're taking stuff off.
Did you listen to the context and what he...
No, I know exactly what
If they're taking stuff off,
I know what he's talking
if somebody's
about.
taking stuff off, and like for
I'm
argument's
just
sake,
talking about his masculine.
I don't want people walking
There's
around
a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff that got taken out.
macho man.
Exactly.
Like remember when they like for a while they took the Cosby Show off.
They did.
Well, fuck you.
They did.
If I want to hear Rudy say, "Baby," I want to be able to hear it. Mm-hmm. Not because you don't want no. You got
You
some
don't want me to.
bullshit.
You got some
Yeah.
whole key
Yeah,
to
nah.
whether or not we can we can watch it or not.
That's why I
Exactly.
own the DVDs.
Exactly. You
That's
own the
why I
DVDs to the
damn
Cosby Show
right.
too?
I own everything.
I might need to come. Can I borrow your DVD real quick?
Funny, no way.
No?
It'll
No?
never
I can't-
happen.
I can't borrow it?
It'll
No?
never
Okay.
happen.
Okay.
It'll
It's
never
never
happen.
gonna happen.
Only person
Well,
I allow.
Two
I
witnesses in a room that see me in action.
I'll be
in
like
terms
a
of
thief in the
people
night
handling
then.
your shit.
Listen,
Like
the
a
only
thief in the
person I
night.
ever let hold my shit is TSK1 because TSK1 take better care of my shit than I do.
What are you saying?
He'll take care of my shit. I don't know what you
See
do.
me in action.
All right, give me a shot. Let me take care of your shit.
No,
Give
I'll
me
be
that-
done come over
give
your
me
house and you
Cosby Show
got
first season.
your coffee sitting on my fucking book. I'm like, nah, what's going on here? This is some
Let
bullshit.
me get Cosby Show first season. Let me
No,
show you I can
no,
do this. All
no,
right?
but you gotta get hard copies. You gotta have hard copies.
Yeah, I have hard copies on my
Or at least
music.
have this shit own it, like when you download stuff, you own it. It's
Yeah.
on your computer, your
Yeah,
hard drive.
yeah.
I remember when I went to go watch I got Boondocks on DVD, and I went to go watch. It was on Netflix, like all the seasons. So it's on Netflix, and I'm like, all right, I want to check out the episode when they was digging into Tyler Perry.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't on there.
It ain't on there. Everything else is on there. That one episode where they spoofed Tyler Perry when they do the
They took it off.
what was that?
Spoofed them. They
What was they doing? What was that?
motherfucker.
That was the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah.
And they was doing like he had a religious cult and he was Winston Jerome. That one. They took that shit off Netflix. You can't watch it on Netflix. I'm scrolling. It was like episode 10. It was like episode 10, episode 11, episode 12, episode 14. And I'm like, where 13 at? It was gone.
Money leads to hand.
Yeah, fuck all that.
Speaking of all these CDs, what is this, like some back in the day Columbia House shit? Like, did you have a subscription?
I did have a subscription to Columbia House,
I
like
had
2
a
of them.
Did you pay that
Everybody
shit
did.
off?
I
Is
had
that
the
shit still on your
BMP
credit
It's on my
report?
credit score.
The B
It's on your credit report?
It's still on my credit
Shout
score.
out.
There was two companies.
Like, nah, yeah, that BMG too.
I got them too.
Exactly.
Once Columbia stopped
Right.
sending me shit, I was like, okay, I got you.
And if you was disciplined, you was
Oh, y'all ain't know about this new shit.
So yeah, I did, and plus I was it was like, man, stacks.
Yeah.
Stacks of CDs that ever sound on the market.
Yo. Columbia House.
And
Shout out.
Tower before Tidal flipped over and
You know, I don't really have that many CDs. I got mostly tapes.
Yeah.
Tapes and records.
That's you still own them?
Yeah.
You
No,
still
I
own
got
records?
You still own 'em?
CDs.
I never really got into CDs because my car didn't have a CD player. It had tape players, so I still kept buying tapes.
So you got that purple tape?
don't take your tapes out.
Purple
Trust me.
tape, red
Yes.
tape.
As
Yes.
nostalgic as that shit is.
Oh.
What we doing next?
Remember when they stole my fucking Reasonable Doubt?
There wasn't just that.
They stole. I had
a whole collection.
I went to go see this chick.
They stole.
down in South Philly, so I had like one of them.
Shout out to South Philly.
Shout out to
South
the chick
Philly,
stories.
Yeah.
We've missed you, chick stories.
Listen, somebody on this podcast has to be fucking positive.
Shout out to this chick story.
Everything ain't hip hop today. So I went down there and I'm going to see her, and I'm like, I went just go pick her up, and I go in the house, and she had like,
what chick was that?
Lisa, Pamela, Angela, Renee.
No, all names withheld. All names withheld. But
It's a good answer.
yeah, all names withheld.
I plead the fifth.
Listen, the names are withheld to protect the guilty. But I went to go see her, and then I go upstairs. She had like dinner. She had like dinner cooked. So I'm like, and I went to go. I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna eat. And I had it was summertime. And I had my window cracked.
I know who it was.
I had my window cracked. So I'm like, I went up there and I'm eating or whatever like that. I finish eating. We go to get in the car. My fucking car doors open. My fucking radio is completely taken out, and all of the I had like one of the little pocketbook, little pouches you can
Yes.
All of the CDs was fucking gone.
They
And
took the
radio.
pouches, the whole
They
pouch.
took the whole pouch and the radio, and they took my fucking antenna from the car, and they used that to open the lock. Sons of bitches! I'm in the middle of 22nd Reed, like going crazy.
While you in there eating Kraft macaroni and cheese, somebody's going through your shit.
She could burn. It wasn't Kraft macaroni.
See, that's why your shit got taken, because
that's
she was
why.
in there
Yeah, she was in there
burning. You was in there like,
listen, the food was good.
seconds.
Food was good. I wound up having.
But this wasn't during the day. This was at
It was
night.
during fucking broad daylight.
Oh.
But South Philly is, whew, it was right around the corner from where Beanie Siegel lived.
Shout out to Beanie Siegel for
Shout out
taking
to-
all those CDs.
Listen, he might have been, but that was like that was the original Reasonable Doubt when they was on Priority.
Yeah.
And they had that second disc.
Yeah.
Had that special
No,
disc.
no. When they was on Priority, they didn't have that. Was when
No,
they got
no.
the Def Jam. When they had that second disc. When they
Alright,
first
yeah,
one came
yeah,
out, they
yeah,
were
yeah,
through
the
Priority.
first
They were
one.
being distributed.
Alright, yeah,
That was
yeah.
the very first. I was hot as fish.
It was
grease.
a hard
I got
knock.
it right now.
Your hard knock got took too, and that.
Yeah, that was a dope. The hard knock, but you could.
I had the second.
Hard
But you
Knock
can
was
always
the
get,
one.
but you can get the hard knock because that was all on Def Jam. I just was mad because.
But that second disc,
Yeah.
they ain't pressed those up.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't
So
think
you
so.
had like some
I was upset. I was visibly
just
upset.
like the R. Kelly Chocolate Factory. He had that second disc.
Yeah,
I got my second disc.
well,
But
but
never mind. What am I telling
yeah.
you?
So
You motherfuckers are blackballing.
I was about to say,
I still listen to
there's a lot of
mine.
R. Kelly references today.
no, well, I listen to the records.
I'll listen to that shit.
All right.
Chocolate Factory was
We
a
ain't
great
doing that over
album.
here.
I haven't listened to
We
it.
ain't doing
R.
nothing over
Kelly,
here.
I haven't
it
listened
was
to
a
it
great
recently.
album, and
I haven't listened to it recently, but I haven't listened to a lot of shit recently. Okay,
All
anyway.
right, fuck R. Kelly.
There it is.
All right. Westside Gunn from Griselda
This one he quitting?
is quitting hip hop.
Come on, man.
The nigga got like fucking 16 albums.
For his voice. I need more from that.
You need more?
Yo, I ain't know which one. Oh, like if it ain't Benny, their names run into one of them. I'm like, oh, I don't.
You don't know. Conway is the biggest.
I got it now. I got it now. That motherfucker quitting?
Yeah.
Isn't we just talk about him in a few
Oh,
shows
man.
ago? It was like his
Yeah.
voice sounds like kind of like he sounds
Okay,
young.
it's safe to go back in the studio, y'all.
If he's young, why's he quitting?
Y'all won't get murdered.
well,
in
he
the
said-
studio. You won't get murdered.
He says, he says he has a new album project coming out in 2020 with Madlib, and that's going to be his last record. Honestly, you wouldn't know what I mean. You want to chime in, Chrissy? I know these your peeps.
I don't have inside scoop on this.
You got no inside scoop?
don't have inside
Come
scoop
on,
on
you supposed
this.
to be like Ahmad Rashad.
I don't have inside scoop on this one, though. But you know what? Go out on top, man. If you go out on top, man.
And that's what he said. He said he was going to do some showmanship shit and just leave on a high note. You know what I mean? And do this.
Drop the
And
mic.
Griselda is
He got-
Griselda is his label, so you know. I mean, you could just live off the
Live off
royalties
Benny
and the
and
business,
Conway.
you
And
know
do the
what I
back-
mean?
play the background.
back.
Play the
You know,
background.
He
Yeah.
got something else coming up.
I think it's just not a publicity stunt.
Okey doke?
No, I think it's okey doke. I think he's honestly just saying this just so he can just escape.
How old is he?
I don't know how old Westside
I mean,
Gunn
you ain't
is.
got to answer that question, but
But-
he can't be older than.
He ain't old. He ain't my age.
Time, I mean, let's be real. Let's be real. Let's just think about, and then within the last year or two, how many times have artists done this and have come to the forefront and put it out there either on social media,
But never
and
nobody
say,
that's like just started bearing fruit from their like career on a major level.
No, Little Uzi Vert did the same thing.
He's trash.
He's not trash. That's not
I
trash.
wasn't to have an opinion.
Listen,
I don't listen. I
we
don't listen
have
to
to agree, disagree on that.
Listen.
I you know.
I like EXO too.
Some people say I agree to disagree. No, we don't agree.
I'm agreeing.
I don't.
So,
I mean, I'm disagreeing.
So you're gonna say that you listened to that? He only has one album, right? And you listened to the album,
and I thought it was a dope
and you
album.
liked it.
Yeah.
It was trash.
Yeah. No.
I have no opinion.
But anyway,
All right,
getting
keep it
off
going.
topic.
No, it was on topic because I understood why Uzi Vert was quitting. Because I'm like, I would quit.
Yo, and this shit about
I would quit if I was you.
Westside Gunn.
No.
Back to Westside Gunn.
How to do the game over?
No. Who? All right. Name somebody else. Name somebody else that we can be in agreement with. Somebody else recently came out
It don't matter.
and
This
said,
about
but I'm just
Westside
saying
Gunn.
this is what they do.
But-
you for some reason or another you fall out of love with whatever, something might have happened personally, business, whatever wise, and you just say, I can't take this shit. I'm not doing this shit anymore. My heart's not in it, and you back away. And then something brings you back to it. If you're a true hip hop head, if you truly about the culture, something brings you back to it. My thing is,
I don't.
just chill for a minute. You don't always gotta. You know what I mean?
But when that happens, it happens. That's his life.
Yeah.
It's like when I got in this. But
why you announcing that shit?
Listen, I had to come. You got a point there because we did talk about that. But listen.
Right.
I remember, I got into a heated. It wasn't even a debate because I was sunning the shit out of this young man. It was like, he was like mad at Most Def, because he wasn't putting no more material out. I was like, let that man live.
Yeah.
I'm like, in case you ain't realized, the fact that he on TV and he on your radio everywhere you go, he's still a human being. He still got shit in his life. But that was just about Def. Yasin. But I said, let that man live. When he ready to come out with some more material. But
we're playing Batista by Westside Gunn.
that's what this is called?
Really? That's why we gonna play that one?
You're a hater. But you want to?
I'm in there too.
Oh yeah, there you go. We in here. Oh, you want to know what my opinion is?
Good.
I think he's saying he's quitting rap and he's probably going to fall back for a while. And I think it has a lot to do with probably that deal he has with Shady. I don't think he want to be over there. I think he took the bag and said, all right, I'm out.
It's a lot of that going around.
That's what I think he's doing. I think
There's
he
a lot
said,
of that going for the
all right,
bag
I'm going to
going
get this
around.
Little Griselda album and I'm out. I'm quitting rap. Fuck y'all. He got the paper and he rolled out on Eminem. Which to that, I give a good old round of applause.
A lot of, yeah, me too. Yeah, me too.
That's what I think. I love Westside Gunn, and I'm sure we're gonna hear more from him.
A lot of that bag. It's a lot of that bag grabbing going around.
Yeah. What the fuck?
I'm still looking.
Yes.
You can't handle the fucking sound effects.
The bot.
Give it that.
What was it?
A
Frog
burp or a frog or a ribbit.
It was the wrong one. It was the wrong one.
Oh my God! But shout out to Westside Gunn. Either way, I mean, we look forward to hearing your shit. If not, you know, what I mean, we love the shit that you put out. Like I said, the motherfucker got material.
Yeah, if it's about Shady, well, good for him.
Yeah.
And y'all know how I feel about anything related to
Slim Shady. Slim Shady.
Give me some. Give me that.
You want that one again? What you want?
No.
All right. Method Man recently gave a revelation to everybody saying that he hasn't cursed in a rhyme since 2010. TSK1, how do you feel about that?
Well, that's admirable, and I'm working on not cursing anymore on this show. I wasn't too successful tonight.
You serious?
Like I'm working on it.
I ain't gonna let you.
I'm
gonna rev you up.
I'm
gonna rev you
I'm
up.
working on it.
Peer pressure.
It's not
Peer
professional.
Peer pressure is the
It's
mother.
not professional. I would rather to be to be able to articulate myself in a manner that's without profanity.
Fuck that.
I believe that.
See, that is admirable.
I believe that.
That to me is admirable.
I would try.
We should all follow suit.
I wasn't successful today.
We should all follow suit. Next show,
no,
be a no curse
no,
zone.
but you know what? I think about it. So I think about it, but that's fucking admirable. Because I had conversations with MCs, younger MCs, that fact about how weak it is to rest on excess profanity in your rhymes. And some didn't know exactly know what I meant. I was like, it just shows that you're weak-minded, that you can't put. It shows that an MC is weak-minded, that you can't put lyrics together without resting on a curse one.
So you saying I'm weak-minded because I curse?
No, I'm saying that.
Talking
I'll
about
take that.
MCs.
I'll take
You
that.
ain't no MC. You might be a
that.
big mouth, but you ain't no MC.
I'm on a
that.
microphone and I'm controlling the crowd. I got a crowd right there. I got Guido.
Who you controlling?
I got Ray Fo.
Shout out to Ray Fo.
Shout out to Ray Fo. The Rap Delites podcast is filmed in front of a studio audience. So how you feel about that?
You know what's so funny? I guess because his lyrics
I haven't heard the motherfucker in 10 years.
Just like grimy, like you don't even. It doesn't even resonate with you that he hasn't cursed.
Yeah.
I haven't noticed.
I haven't
because
even
nothing
heard.
has changed with his delivery or his flow.
I can't even say I heard Method Man in the last 10 years though. Honestly.
No, I feel like I feel like I've heard meth.
Checking.
Yeah,
I feel like I've heard meth.
Yeah, I can't say that I did, but
Nah, I mean, like when Ghostface dropped, you know, it's like
He's done features. I've seen him on like Tiana
I think
Taylor.
last time I heard him, he was on Sway with Black Thought, and him and Black Thought was going back. I think that was the last time I like something that recent that I heard. But continue,
yeah. But no, I'm just saying like that. Like as Ty-Ske would say, that was admirable. That's very admirable. I don't think that I've listened. I don't think that I was checking to see whether he was or not because, like I said, his flow, his delivery was still pretty much.
Right. You don't even like.
You don't even. It doesn't even resonate with you. That, that he's not.
Like,
he's not cursing.
Yeah, but I don't do that. I don't do that with anybody unless they just fuck shit. Motherfucker, like
some of these new cats today. That's how.
Like unless you just a whole verse of profanities.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta stick a lyric in there somewhere.
Yeah.
And me and Ray Foles talk about this all the time.
Shout out to Ray Foles.
Shout out to Ray Foles. Shout out to Ray Foles. Y'all not gonna shout Ray Foles out.
We're gonna make this a drinking game.
You're not gonna shout Ray Foles out.
We're gonna drink
So
that.
me and Ray Foles had this conversation all the time about being a student of MCing. You know what I'm saying? And it's. If you just like the nuances of what it means to MC, putting words together, syllabic, phrases and selection and all of that, and even how you rhyme. Mm-hmm. Excess cursing? And we talked about this, we had these conversations years ago with Jazz and all that. Like, try to write rhymes. I remember Jazz saying this. I remember Jazz saying this to you in all purpose. That, try to, write your rhymes without too many curse words.
Mm-hmm. I think a lot of times I think when they were like saying when he was saying that, it was like more so like us. It wasn't to what you remember you were saying like weak minded or whatever like that. When he came to me, I know when me and him had conversations about it, it was more about being able to be listened to everywhere. Right. Because this is during a climate where we were being censored. Mm-hmm. And you couldn't be in certain areas if you were cursing and saying filth, florin, filth, florin, filth, florin, filth. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So he was like, try to craft your rhymes so you could be able to go anywhere and do a show or be able to be getting heard on different radio shows and stuff like that because you're not saying these curse words. Now we're in a climate, man, where things is just wide open. And I remember you said when we were first started doing the podcast, like when your girlfriend was saying, I curse a lot on there. Fuck that.
A lot.
I mean, I curse a lot. Like,
a lot.
Because this is a genuine conversation. And when you talk to Bats, when you talk to Vigor Bats, when you talk to VAR, when you talk to LeVar Batista curses.
So does
you
Chrissy
say what?
Mac.
You know what I mean? I curse.
I curse a lot too.
I curse.
I'm trying.
LeVar Batista says fuck.
I say fuck and shit. And I don't even try not to.
Yeah.
Feel for it.
Like I curse in front of kids. I curse in front of elderly. I curse in front of my peers. I curse.
About this, though.
You should check that shit. You should rethink that shit.
I don't.
A lot of it though is subconscious. It's a product of your environment. I know for me, I can turn it off when I know I need to.
Control.
But
have some control.
It's discipline.
It comes
You're not going to be cursing around the elderly and children.
I don't necessarily
turn it off.
I don't curse the elderly out. But
if you're around if you're sitting next to a woman, you're not saying Phil Farr.
Listen, if I'm sitting, if let's say like you're your age, and I was 20 years younger.
What do you mean like that I'm 26? So I'm 26.
And I'm in the room and I stub my toe. I'm like, fuck. You know what I mean? I might.
Come on.
I
feel you.
But I'm not going to be like, I'm not going to say,
we're talking about holding a conversation with another.
But I'm not going to say, hey, Grant, fuck this. I'm out in these streets. You know what? I'm not going to say that. That's something different.
See, that's context.
Yeah.
When you say like, oh, damn, you stubbed your toe. All right. Yeah. Like, dude, you should say fuck.
But you don't necessarily have to say fuck. You can be controlled.
But that's your choice.
I remember I used to date a girl. I used to date a girl that didn't curse.
Are we talking about shit
story? Listen, I used to date a girl that didn't curse, and instead of fuck, she used to always say fudge.
Really?
That would
Every
piss
time.
me
Was she
off.
white? No, she was black.
She
And
white now?
you know her. And you know her.
Oh, I know. I saw her the other day.
Yeah,
She goes
you know
to the
her.
hairdresser now. Hey, Sharon.
No. Can we escort her out here? But she used to say fudge. Fudge. In every single circumstance you could think about saying fuck, she would say fudge. Think about that.
Is that
Every
That
circumstance.
didn't like just like turn like piss you off?
I'm going, ain't I?
Not for that reason. Not for that reason.
That ain't help.
Right.
That ain't help. I was fucking going. I was like, fuck.
But
that.
also, again, that is admirable.
You know who.
That is admirable
We'll talk
that she
about it
could
off
have that much self-discipline, and every time she wanted to say fuck,
Yeah.
she would replace it with fudge.
No.
That's annoying. You
Yeah.
might as well say fuck.
Yeah, she might just like I would try to poke her to give her the say it. You know what I mean? Anyway, so we're gonna be right back. More Rap Delites, more Chrissy Mac, more TSK1, more Miss Smith.
Yeah. Fudge.
Fudge. Yeah. She would say it during sex.
Oh.
How would she
all
say
right.
it? How would she say it?
Fudge. Like it was weird.
Yo, I would be so irked by that.
It was so fucking weird.
Rap Delites. Rap Delites.
Welcome back to the Rap Delites podcast. I am Bats. That is TSK1. That is Miss Smith.
Yo,
that
yo.
is Chrissy Mac. What's going on? We got the legendary rapper, record producer, hip hop pioneer, Daddy-O on the phone with us right now. How you doing today, brother?
I'm good, brother. How are you? How are you guys?
Everybody's good. Everybody's good over here, man. We lucky to have you on the phone with us. You know what I mean?
Oh, no, man. It's all good. It's all good, man. Anytime.
Anytime.
This is
We're
huge,
gonna hold you
Daddy-O.
to that. You actually like our first real guest.
Yeah.
Like real hip hop guests.
Oh,
We had
yeah?
guests on here.
This is one of them
That's good.
episodes
That's
when we
good.
got to reach out to mom and be like, "Yo, mama, I made it."
No, that's good. It's good. We around. We just, I've been trying to get my peers to be a little bit more vocal, so hopefully that happens in the next few,
Yeah, I would love to hear that, man. I would love to get in touch with a lot of other brothers that's out there doing their thing and stuff.
I know definitely. I know I could definitely get you Shan, because Shan love to talk. Shan, every time somebody interviews me, I'll be like, yo, you want to Shan? They're like, yeah. Shan love to talk, man.
Sam will take that.
Yeah, I'll definitely take that for Shan. Absolutely. All right, man. We just want to talk about some things. You know what I mean? We always talk about different topics on this show and everything like that. So we I know
Right.
we got I'm looking at your catalog, your solo catalog over here, man. From You Can Be a Daddy But Never a Daddy-O, Everybody But KRS-One, the O-Dad, the Gun and the Children. No Tablecloth was dope.
Flowing and Foul was my shit.
Yeah. From My Hood to Your Hood, the recent joint, man. You've been really putting in some work out here, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, I feel like I'm making up for lost time, because I always say that I don't realize, I don't really understand why we stop rapping when we stop. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I can't put my finger on it, but I feel like, it's a different day and time, and it's a lot of opportunity between the internet and the technology. Things are a little different now, where we don't have to use multi-track recorders and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, it's a lot of things that we can do now that we didn't do in the past.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I just I try to take advantage of that. So
I was
I done come to the conclusion that I'm not stopping again.
I see you not stopping. Like I said, you just in 2019 you got a joint. 2018 you got a joint. I was listening to From My Hood to you, and I was listening to it, and I'm like,
It's a great album.
it's a great album. I love it, and I was listening to it, and I'm like, this brother is really bridging the gap right here between what's going on. Yeah, generational gap between what's going on with the new dudes that's out there and the brother from your era, man. Was that your intent with this album?
I try. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think I'll be a little better at that coming like in the future.
Yeah.
Because it's been a progress for me. Like it's been steps, and because I didn't really know. Like it's difficult to when you come from my era, it's very difficult to gauge what's going on right now. I mean, you can listen to it and enjoy it. You can listen to it and hate it. It doesn't really make a difference, but it's very difficult to gauge the difference because it's such a, the time span is different, the people are different, and just like I always talk about rap being out of the same energy of rock and roll. Rock and roll has always been a young man's sport, right? So the Beatles was young, and Elvis even died young. Like it was always young, so it's different for young people. So a lot of times you think and you like, man, like, what am I doing? So I started off this process saying stuff like, I don't make records for the kids, I make records for their parents. But the more I rhyme and the more I kind of figure out my groove, I start saying, well, there's no reason that I shouldn't be making a record with J. Cole.
Right? Exactly.
Right? But in the very beginning, I wasn't thinking like that. Now I am, but I wasn't.
So do we got a J. Cole's record coming up soon?
I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying I wasn't even ready to
speak it into existence.
Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? But I wasn't ready to even, spit with some young dudes, in the beginning. But now I'm like, I'm ready.
You in that space right now.
You I'm ready.
Like that.
And Cole is one from the younger generation that will appropriately bridge the gap to your class, Daddy-O. I believe so.
Yeah. Well, I think so. I mean, I'm one of those guys, in our internal conversations, me and my friends, I'm a J. Cole over Kendrick type of dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand. I understand both energies, and I'm not saying that's the only even two young guys. It's just that when people talking to classic MCs, those are the two people that they bring up. I bring up way more than that, but they always bring up J. Cole and Kendrick.
Okay.
And I like what Kendrick does totally, but I feel like Cole is a little bit more and better of a storyteller.
So he resonates more with you.
I was just thinking that. Yeah. That's the word of the day.
That's our show word.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I was listening to the intro for the newest album, From My Hood to Your Hood, and you were talking about like the intro was elders not saying nothing. Elders not saying anything. And in that you were talking about like nobody's coming to these new dudes and like saying to guys like the Migos like, y'all remind us of the treacherous street. Did you? I know you didn't say that. Do you when you run into these guys, do you make mention to that, or if you do run into them, like not the Migos particularly, but anybody?
Well, no, I'm a hip hop historian, so that's gonna always come out of my mouth. Like I have to reference it with what I know.
Exactly.
So in that concept of hip hop, and in the concept of nothing being new under the sun, and all those things that we talk about. Of course, when I hear somebody, I'm always gonna reference. You remind me of. Maybe I may not even say it to them all the time, but I'll say it to myself. Like I see what that energy, I see where that's coming from.
Okay.
So I always, when I'm talking to the young cats, I try to explain to them just a little bit about their origin if I don't get a chance to talk a lot about their origin, but just to talk about, the way things started off, because, it's all energy, right? But a lot of that energy, some of it, like, for instance, I'll give you an example. The down south rappers, especially before now, like the generation right before this, when it was really when Atlanta really started popping, it really reminded me of the Bronx in the beginning. And the reason is just on energy, not the rhyming or anything like that, but just on energy, it reminded me of the Bronx in the beginning, because I was saying like, yo, this is the same way it was with Mel and them. Like, they wasn't taking no for an answer. It's not like everybody loved them, but they still was doing what they wanted to do. Like, they just was going for it. And that's the energy that I felt from those guys when they were when they were putting that out. So I always make some sort of reference to the things that I know and the things that brought me up.
Yeah.
What was that? That Master P era? Was that?
No, you
When
talking
we talking
about?
about?
Yeah. I was the first.
Master.
I was the first person to offer Master P a major record deal because I was at the university at the time.
Okay.
And my bosses was a little weird, so he told me, Daddy, I love you, but I'm gonna go over here and take that other deal at priority because you're crazy. Because he had the ice cream. He had the ice cream man album on the charts, right?
Yeah.
So he was still hustling. So I was in LA most of the time before we set up the New York office. So he used to come see me, come see me, hang out with me and all of that. And album on the chart. And Al Tello, who was the head of Universal at that time, Universal Records at that time, was afraid that if we paid him in advance, he would use it for the records that he presently had out. We looking at him like, because Hank Shopping was my boy. And we looking at him like, yo, what do you care? Like, you got the next 5 albums, but they didn't want to do that. They was like, we'll give him the deal, Daddy-O, once this ice cream record dies down. I was like, that doesn't make sense.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like, it was a lot of weirdism. So the weirdism, it's continuous. I think it still gets a little weird now, but it's continuous. It wasn't just us going through stuff. They went through things too.
Yeah, they definitely did. TSK1?
Yeah, peace, Daddy-O. First of all, is it an extreme pleasure to have you here, and I would like to thank you that I am probably and definitely a product of not only your work in particularly, but the work of your class. One thing that you have been on a campaign, and not a campaign like a politician, a campaign like a general, just in terms of the advocacy of hip-hop. And the way I've always received and learned hip-hop from you and your peers of your class is that hip-hop is a lifestyle to me. What you've done in your scholarship, in your ability to teach, has basically bridged the gap to show that this lifestyle can thrive in the music industry. One thing, the question I wanted to ask is that I wanted to say that you are appropriately titled as a professor. Have you ever thought about or do you lecture?
I do, and we're working on doing a little bit more of that. And this is why, because when I started lecturing, most of the lecturing that I do was in the technology space, because around 2007, 2008, I really got into technology, right? So I was mostly lecturing on technology most of the time. It wasn't until maybe 2-3 years ago that I kind of really thought about, like, I should really be doing some stuff on hip hop. Like, you know what I mean? And so I've started. I did my first full out hip hop lecture. I did a couple of months ago when Stetsasonic was in Europe. We went to Amsterdam to do a show, and the day before the show, I did a lecture. So I started already. But yeah, I mean, I think it's important. I wasn't really clear until I talked to some people as to how many people were really interested in us and our origin and all of that particular stuff. But now I see that, there's an opening for it. There's a need for it.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Kaz just put out a book, and Rakim just released a book. I know you got a book in you.
The book is done.
Or 3.
The book is done. We've been talking to literary agents. The book is done. Mine is a little more autobiographical than some of the other works that I've read. And then mine gets into like a lot of my spiritual journey as well. So it's interesting. It's interesting. But yeah, the book is done. I like it. I mean, I'm not sure when it's going to be released, but I'm hoping at least sometime in 2020 you're working on that.
I can't wait.
I can't wait to hear that. Smith?
Yes. So, hello, Professor. How's it going?
I'm good.
Good.
Shout out to Houston traffic. I'm good.
Oh, are you in Houston right now? Nice. So this is a little bit off topic, but it's always off topic with me. Just wanted to shout out. You've been looking pretty good in these streets out here. You know, you moisturizing. What, you working out? What's going on, huh? You looking all right over there?
You know, I try to keep it up. You know what I mean?
Better watch it, Daddy. Better watch it, Daddy. Miss Smith is shooting his shot.
I've been fangirling a little bit, Daddy. You better watch out, all right?
Daddy, we got a new generation Sally over here.
Wow.
Shots fired. No, I'm playing. But no, back. Let me bring it back around. You were talking earlier about, bridging the gap. I'm curious as to your conversations when you're talking to the Shans and Kane and, all the others, from our generation. Are they as apprehensive to, talk to these young cats or to want to bridge the gap? Or are they kind of like, go ahead, yeah.
Most of them are a lot different than me. And I think, I can't put my finger on all of it, right? But I can put my finger on some of it. Partly, they don't really listen to new music. And I think that's a mistake.
I do.
Right? Because one of the things that I've figured out about us, like just thinking about my generation and our era of music and when we were putting out music, one of the things that made a lot of us very good at what we did is we listened to everything. I remember before before it was really, really big and before the Run DMC era and all that, how we would go into record stores and just buy records just because they were rap records. We didn't even know what they sound like. Sometimes the store would play them for you, and sometimes the store wouldn't play for you. But we would pick it up just because it was a rap record. We're like, oh, that's another rap record? Let's get, And so part of it was enjoyment and this is our new music and blah, 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 right? And I'm sure every music had that. It must have been like that. So Motown probably was like that for people who picked up disco. But then the other part of it was we were also wanting to be in this, right? To be performers and entertainers in this. So we were also listening to see, what the competition had. And I think that what happens when you don't listen, I don't care how young they are. I don't care if it's not the same as you and all of that. That doesn't mean that when you don't listen to these people or any of the music, it kind of puts you out of touch. So even in terms of your own mojo, you don't know where to place yourself. Yeah. Because you haven't heard what's out there. So I find myself a little different than them. I think I've said, and I'm not saying everybody, but I've said the basic difference between them and I, and if they put out something new and it doesn't work, they have the tendency to want to stop. And if I put out something new and it doesn't work, I have the tendency to want to put out the next thing that's going to work.
Right. Yeah. Persistence.
And so I think it's a gift, right? It's for all of us. Just like Theodore and Scratch and Trash, DJing is their gift, rapping is our gift. And so I don't want to really defile my gift by just not using it.
Come on now.
And so I had to come to like a hardcore conclusion that even though I do other things in life, this rapping gift will open up doors for me, to do other things. And and solidly, no disrespect to nothing else that I do, but people know me because I rap.
Yeah.
Right? It's not like they know me because I made the atom bomb. You know what I mean? So that makes me, that opens up the door for me. And I tried believed it, but now I realize it because it's actually working. That if I do it to some degree of excellence, especially in this time, then I end up kind of garnering the type of respect that I want, because people will just look at it and say, man, for the first part, they'll be like, man, I can't even really believe that you spin like this, like right now. But then later on, that conversation becomes a conversation about a lecture or a conversation about a DJ gig or something like that.
Yeah. So that was one of the big things that resonated with me when I heard a recent interview with you, just saying how it's really imperative and important for us to not shun the new music of today, but try to listen to it and find, something to connect you to it. And, because there's a lot of dope artists out today, You know what I mean? Their style may be
Right.
different from what we're used to from back in the day, but it doesn't mean that their work or their body of work is, you know, bullshit. You know what I mean? So to speak. So
What they lack, what I found out is I found what they lack is the depth, because digital is so from a sonic perspective. If you ever talk to an engineer about sonic, they'll tell you that digital is thin, right? Like analog is a lot thicker and a lot more depth, and then digital is thin. And it seems to kind of permeate to the artists in their career. They lack the depth that we lack because they don't usually have the things that we have. I had a conversation with a friend of mine the other day, and I said, you know, everybody's running around talking about, oh, you don't need a label, you don't need a label. But if I give you the desert island question, which is, I'm putting you on an island, you're going to die on that island, right? You're never getting off this island. And you can take 5 albums with you, all of those albums will come from a label. It won't be no independent record. None. You know what I mean? And the magic in that is the teams that were at the label, that you had video departments, that you had promotion departments, that we never said marketing and promotion in the same sentence, because marketing was something and promotion was something and publicity was something. Those wasn't the same thing. In the digital world, they seem to merge and almost become the same thing. And that's not cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's not cool at all. So what happens is that if we don't provide the concept of that, they won't know that it even exists.
Yeah. Well, I got one more for you.
You know what I mean?
I'm very curious as to what is your take. Recently, we did a show regarding one of our, what's his name? I can't think of it. Brand Nubian.
Lord Jamal.
Lord Jamal.
Right.
He was basically,
Lord
Jamal, excuse me. He was basically stating that he doesn't listen to any female MCs. Do you listen to current day female MCs, and what do you feel? What do you feel?
That's a weirdo thing to say. So let me tell you my creative process. I'm always probably making about 3 albums at one time. Sometimes I'm end up on 4 or 5. Right? So I'm already sitting on the next album, usually midway of the album that's out. So now we're working on the next album, which is called First Tune. I got too many records for it, so we're trying to figure out what to do with it.
Can we get an
one of
exclusive
the
on
albums
that?
I'm also working on is an album called Duet String Total, where I'm doing an album with me and all females.
Oh.
And the girls that I got are ridiculous. Like this girl's gonna be crazy. Like it's really crazy because they nice. Like
that's an impressive concept.
That's just weirdo stuff.
Yeah. My son is exactly.
I rock with Jamal sometimes, but sometimes he really does keep it, 100, and I understand him. But like just saying that's just weirdo stuff, because Debbie D happens to be one of my good friends, right? So me and Debbie talk all the time anyway, and we talk about that at that time. You know what I'm saying? And even to this day, you'll probably always find probably more male MCs than you will find female MCs, but they was always special because they had that, they had to have that it factor in order to even hang out with the dudes. So when you go back to Debbie, shout a couple of other girls that was back then. I'm talking about way back before the London, before all of that. They really had to have that thing in order to hang out. And even during our era, the female MCs that made albums like Latifah, all of them, they had to be special. They really had to be special. I mean, you look at people like Toy. No disrespect to Toy, I love Toy, but Sweet Tea never made an album because she didn't have it in her.
Yeah, that's one of my girls.
If she would have had it in her, she would have had an album. You know what I'm saying? Great singles. You know what I'm saying? But no album. You know what I mean? Like the girls who made those albums, they had it like that. And so, especially now, like I'm doing an album with all females with. And I'm saying, up to this point, I got an okay from Edie Nati, but she's not on the record yet. So no Nati, no Rhapsody, no Cyrock, and I can mention a whole bunch of them that's above ground, and I'm still killing it. But the girls that I got on there is ridiculous.
Okay.
So I mean, I think that's just a weirdo statement. You know me, I don't hold my tongue. I'll tell Jamar to his face.
You got anything else, Smith?
No, I'm good. All
right, Chrissy.
How you doing, Daddy-O? This is Chrissy Mac. First, I want to say I'm honored to speak to you, and thank you for following me back on Instagram.
No problem.
Outside of this podcast, I work in music management, and I got a couple of guys. One guy, he's already got his foot in the door, and two, I'm getting ready to bring out in the new year. So my question to you is, since you do check for these new artists, in this digital age, since the industry is so saturated, what makes you press play? What makes you press play on an artist's song? What intrigues you to listen to that artist?
Something happened a while ago. I always blame it on Jay-Z, and it's not a bad thing. But I say Jay-Z created this thing called rapid fire repeat. Prior to Jay, right, in my opinion, maybe it was somebody else, but I saw it with Jay. Prior to Jay, I remember a day and age where I was telling somebody this the other day, it would take us 3 years to do a next album. Like, we would do an album, and then there would be remixes, there would be whatever, and then there would be some singles. But by the time that second album dropped, it would be within a 3-year period, right? Meaning that a lot of times we would exit and come back. And Def Jam was the masters of this, right? They would exit the BCs and put out LL. Exit LL and put out Public Enemy, et cetera, et cetera. But nowadays, Jay-Z, I blame it on Jay, he did this thing called Rapid Fire Repeat, where Jay was the first time that I saw artists never go away.
Right.
Because other than that, before that, people would disappear and come back. Jay was on the remix. Later on, Fabulous did it, a few other people. But I watched Jay and I'm like, wow, if he ain't got his own record out, somebody remix, doing something else, like he don't go away. And so what it did is, you pair that with the digital arena. And what it means is that we just got to make more stuff.
Yeah.
So my answer to that question, it's usually persistence that makes me press play, right? Between persistence and then another thing that we have, and I say we, I would say the young people, but I'm still making records, so I say we that are making music. One of the things that we have nowadays that was not, available in the past was we can all do video now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, video was so expensive. It was so different. It was so hard. It was difficult. It was very hard to do. So now that you can do video and all of that, that's another thing that makes me. Because, you take a guy like Toby and Midway, and I'm not saying he makes bad songs because he doesn't, and particularly, but he got noticed because he makes a bunch of videos. Like he became what Lil B is, but like he's more talented. No disrespect to Lil B. I love Lil B, but Lil B can't rap. He can't rap. You know what I'm saying? but there was a time that Lil B was making a video a day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that persistence turns it into a different thing because you could create that kind of cult following and all that type of stuff that you couldn't do in the past. You know what I mean? Like there was no such thing as a podcast and all of that. You know what I mean? It was just regular radio, and if you got on, you got on, and if you got on the rap show, you got on the rap show, and if you didn't, you just wasn't on. So I think it's probably between those two things. Noticing that someone is persistent, and then, a good visual. Because if you got a good visual with a good song, it usually makes somebody notice, what's going on.
Right. I agree 100%. I got one of my artists who's already got his foot in the door is because he did just that. He put out a freestyle a day, and he puts out an album a month, and we've been doing it for 2 years, and he just recently got signed.
Right.
Now for the other two artists, what platform do you find these new artists on? Because like I said, you could put music out, all over the place. There's a million people putting music and putting songs up on the internet. What platforms do you check?
All over. I'm horrible with SoundCloud and I'm horrible with YouTube. So my YouTube is nothing but that. My YouTube is nothing but battle rap, and my SoundCloud is probably just all disco music, right? So it's probably more Instagram than anything else. But when I listen to music, most of the time I listen to Spotify. But I don't really check for new artists on Spotify because they got their own algorithm-ish type of thing. So it's probably mostly Instagram that I find people.
Well, lucky for you, you can now listen to that new Jay now on Spotify, huh? All of his albums just dropped.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I love Instagram.
Definitely.
Instagram is a place to be.
Yeah, I think so. I think at least for me it is.
Yeah. I got to get back into Instagram.
We keep telling you.
I'll be all over the place.
You out of order. You out of order on Facebook.
I'll be listen. I'll be on Facebook and YouTube. Anyway, let's get back into the interview. My co-hosts got ADD. Sorry, brother. I heard you're a beer drinker.
Right, I am.
You taste anything good lately?
Nothing lately because I've been trying to like keep the weight down.
Oh yeah,
Same here.
That's self-inflicted.
Yes.
I haven't really,
We've noticed. Yes.
When I was living in Atlanta, there was a few breweries. I'm kind of new to Houston a couple of years, so I don't really know. But once I kind of get it together, I'll jump back into it. But I haven't lately just based on that.
Yeah, it's a
So
couple.
I'm going to my go-to, which is a stout on tap when I do drink it.
There you go. I just had a Guinness aged barrel Guinness yesterday night. That's pretty good. Yeah, It's about 12%, I think. Really good. Really good. If you get a chance to check that out, check this out.
Right.
Can I get your ideas on ghostwriters? I know ghostwriters have always been around.
Okay, so interesting concept because I was thinking about this the other day. So, all the talking, all that jazz. But I didn't do it because I was ghostwriting for Delight or Fuqua.
I see your point.
I did it because talking all that jazz, the original idea was similar to the way Guru and Premier did jazz thing, right? Because Delight had found out, not found out, but basically made us all aware, like, the similarities between what we were doing in jazz music. The smoky clubs and, the underground thing and all of that. And he was like, man, I want to do something that has this correlation between hip-hop and jazz, and I really want to use Lonnie Liston Smith's expansion. And I was like, that'll go, you know what I mean? So, we start kind of messing around with the idea. And then in New York, Bob Slade, God bless him, he just passed away, but Bob Slade had a show in New York called The Week Sunday, and James and Tune and a couple of other cats that came on the radio, and they were talking about people who use samples. And it caught my attention, made me a little angry. I was still working a great job at the time.
Obviously from the verse.
I was working in the mailroom, but I wrote this whole record, and when I got home, basically, we used to rehearse all the time. So when I got back around the way, I told you and I told Fuqua, and I was like, yo, I wrote it. They was like, you did what? I was like, I wrote the whole Talking All That Jazz. And they was like, they wasn't even mad. They was like, are you sure? Because, we was always trading lyrics and, everybody writing their own stuff. I was like, yeah, I think I got it. And I'm just copy EPMD, in terms of the passing the mic. Because the one thing I always love is Eric and Paris never used to do 2 lines, 2 lines, 2 lines, 2 lines. They do half a line. Yeah. One guy answer a question.
Yeah.
I always thought that was crazy. So basically, I took the EPMD format with a song that I wrote, and we used to always write routines anyway. So we used it the same way that we used to write the routines. We write them on a leading pad and just say who got what part, and and I did it like that. So I guess I said that, long answer to a short question, but I guess that was ghostwriting. If somebody would talk about ghostwriting, you would say I ghost wrote for Fuqua and I ghost wrote for Delight, but I never looked at it like that.
Yeah.
Fast forward into 2020, it's weird because it doesn't mean anything as long as it's a good record.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Where ghostwriting takes a L is in battle rap.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Because if you win a battle on some rhyme somebody else wrote, that's kind of weird, right?
Right.
So that's where it takes an L. But this is what I say, and it's just a daddy-oism, but this is what I say.
Daddy-oism.
It's got to go in the book.
When we made the transition from guys in the park into the studio to make songs for the radio, we went from MCs to rappers.
Right.
And the recorded medium is a totally different thing because Whitney wrote one song. Mariah is the king of all of that because she wrote all her songs. Most of the sisters that we listen to ain't right. Shaka wasn't writing nothing. Aretha wasn't writing nothing. The Temptations wasn't writing anything. Four Tops wasn't writing anything. Like that's Holland Doja. That's Gamble and Huff. That's all of that. So traditionally, black music, we've always had writers and performers. Hip hop was the first time around that the writer and the performer was the same person. And this is just my speculation on it. I could be wrong. The publishing concept and publishing deals, I never forget when cats they started getting publishing deals. And a lot of record companies and, handlers and all of that were super duper happy because you could get a publishing deal for an artist. That just wasn't before hip-hop. That wasn't a super prevalent thing.
Mm-hmm.
Publishing deals was going to writers. It wasn't going to the artist. The artist wasn't writing the song. So now, all of a sudden, now you got a guy that's an artist, like you take Run from Run DMC or Jalil from Houdini. You got a guy that's an artist that's actually the same guy writing the song.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
So now you
unheard
go
of
in there
until
and get him a
hip-hop.
publishing deal as well. You know what I mean? So I mean, I think it's an honorable thing. I think it's dope that we do that. I always respected all of us from doing that because, we were doing something that most music wasn't doing.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people wasn't writing their own songs. And even when you look at people like the Beatles and all these other folks, they might have one writer, right? And the rest of the three of them right? And perform the same thing. But I'm not really sure if it makes a difference when it comes down to a hit record.
Just like
And we ain't in the park no more.
yeah.
So if you're in the park and you're saying a rhyme that somebody else wrote for you, yeah, we all laughing at you right now. Somebody else wrote your rhymes. But if it's about getting on the radio, it's not that I would encourage it in particularly because I like what we do as rappers.
Right.
But I don't know if it really makes that much of a difference because it's all gonna be, it's gonna be all about the song. Ain't nobody really gonna be care. Like the people, the consumer, is not really gonna care who wrote that.
Yeah.
I don't
They
know.
just
I
know
think
that they
real
like-
hip hop heads care though. Like
I mean, but
I
Yeah,
care.
but
Like it does
how
something
many
to me
of
when I
us is
find
that?
out that somebody has not written their rhyme. Like it's like the Milli Vanilli-isms of it. You know what I mean?
Daddy-O, the reason why I asked this question because LL recently went on Twitter and he said that he because you were on the Self-Destruction record, powerful record.
Daddy-O
Yeah,
confirmed that. Yeah,
right.
yeah.
And he said LL
I
Cool
was
J,
talking about it before L.
Yeah,
I was talking
yeah,
about
you
it before
confirmed
L.
that.
He wasn't even saying it.
and LL Cool J said he wrote
So-
MC Light's verse. And you
Yeah,
confirmed that.
It was because of me that he wrote
Yeah,
it.
he wrote it.
Yeah, it was because of me that he wrote it because he was like, "Who going after you?" And she said, "Daddy-O." And he said, "You cannot go before Daddy-O with that." And it wasn't that it wasn't a good rhyme. It wasn't that it wasn't a good rhyme.
Yeah.
But it was all facts. All she had did is
Factual,
she was
yeah.
writing all these statistics in her rhyme. And he was like, that doesn't have that kind of, you know what I'm saying, that kind of feel. I mean, and like I said, I think LL writing Lights rhyme or me writing something like that, those are interesting pieces. I mean,
I think so.
Yeah.
who knew all these years that Jalil was the writer for Houdini?
Yeah.
Right?
I didn't know that.
I didn't know.
And Jalil writing all that.
He was writing all of that. He was
Actually,
writing
the voice that we hear.
Yeah, I think-
Y'all just breaking my heart tonight.
You know what I'm saying?
All these revelations.
Guy that we call.
yeah.
I can't take it. It's too much. Keep it to yourselves. Let these skeletons die.
Going back to what the sister said about the real hip hop head.
Yeah.
How many of us is it?
Yeah, like friends.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
We are a dying breed. We are definitely a dying breed, but we still out
you know
here.
what I'm saying? So, yeah. And I mean, I'm gonna always write my stuff. Like I can't. I love, spitting on, tracks that are written by somebody else. But I'm not the type of dude. I don't think I've gotten to that point where somebody can write a lyric.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't see that either.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I just it's just me. That's just the way I am.
Mm-hmm.
And like if it comes down to like young people, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? If it's about to hit records, it's about to hit records.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I definitely feel you.
As horrible as some of those lyrics, and I'm not hating. I'm just,
we with you.
stating.
Yeah.
As horrible as some of those lyrics are that Cardi spits, I still don't think she's writing them.
Yeah. That's and
they're not even good.
Yeah.
So
she's not even writing her own bad rhymes.
Right, she's not. You know what I'm saying? But I think personally, when it comes down to records, that's just an issue of choice.
Mm-hmm.
If I was developing somebody, yes, I would develop them to write for their own. Because, like I said, it's a phenom what we started as hip hop artists, rappers,
absolutely,
writing and being able to be our own publishers. That just was a thing. That's why people gave Bob Dylan the respect they did.
Right.
That's why truck drivers love Bob Marley.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Because just to think that this guy wrote, come on, think of Bob Marley's catalog. To think he wrote all of those songs, that is a phenomenon.
Yeah.
All of that came right out of that
It
head.
would have been enough if he would have just wrote No Woman, No Cry and Redemption songs, but he wrote them all.
Yeah.
He wrote everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that's a phenom, though. Even with reggae artists, they wasn't all writing for themselves. They wasn't, you know what I mean? It's so I love it, and I love it for what it is, and I love it for what it's worth. But again, if it comes down to hit records, then that just becomes a whole other thing.
Yeah.
Well, maybe when you, I know you've been trying to develop some of these new cats, maybe you can just start putting the bug back in their ear and getting this regenerated,
Pen back in their hand.
Let's do a hashtag.
Yeah, I mean,
let's write our own lyrics for 2020.
Most of the people that I've worked with, they I haven't really seen that happen.
Yeah.
Not in my circle. I haven't really seen it happen because these are people that spit and they just want to be known for what they spit. Like they want to be slick with it. You know what I mean? Like you can't really be slick. Somebody else wrote something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But when you write it, then it's just like, whoa, like you know what I'm saying, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that was always my thing with that. Like if. Like, you can't be mentioned amongst the greats to me if you're not writing your own stuff.
Yeah.
You can make dope records.
No, not in hip-hop.
Yeah, you can make dope
not
records, but you can't be mentioned amongst the greats. I was listening to you.
Especially thinking about some of us, right? Like, think about the KRS-Ones and the Rakim.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, no.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Then what are you going to do?
Yeah,
right?
I'd be so sad if I found out that you guys, like, had ghostwriters. That's like finding out Michael...
That'd be it for me.
That's like finding out Michael Jordan had springs in his shoes.
Michael Jackson was down. That's what that is to me.
It's come on. You know what I mean?
Right.
I was listening to your latest record, From My Hood to You, and you have the title track featuring Pops from De La Soul.
Right.
Now, De La Soul recently went through something with Tommy Boy Records, and I know Stetsasonic was on Tommy Boy, and y'all released 3 albums with Tommy Boy. Did y'all have this same problem with Tommy Boy as De La Soul is having as far as releasing your stuff on streaming services?
No. I don't really know what the problem is. One thing I can say about the problem, I'm not saying I'm glad that the problem happened, but it got me a dope rhyme on my album. Because it's talking like you hear straight 4 lines on that thing.
Find that silver lining, Daddy, yo. Find that silver lining.
Like he went nuts. So, but no, we didn't go through the same thing that they went through, and I'm not really sure why. Like, I don't know where that lies because I have friends on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, you know, we started De La. Most people don't know De La Soul got their name from a Stetsasonic song.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, Rock De La Step, and you know, because they used to just hang out in the studio with us and all of that. And then, but you know, me and Tom been cool for years. Like, you know what I mean? And we had our issues, we had our problems. But I have my own. I just have my own feelings about the young white Jewish boys, and I like them because they were the only ones that took a chance. Fred Mineo, Corey Robbins, Aaron Fuchs, Will Sokolov over at Sleeping Bag, Tom Silverman. I'm not really sure if you would be on the phone with me right now if it wasn't for them. Because the majors really looked at us. Somebody, I saw Cool see on Facebook post something about Frankie Crocker. And I hate seeing rappers post anything about Frankie Crocker because he hated rap. He hated us. You know? And then I talked to Tyrone Williams not too long ago, and he told me something that was so nuts about how BLS and KISS in New York had made a pact that they was going to give Mr. Magic and them all this money and all of these spots if they would just stop playing rap.
Yeah, I heard about that.
And BLS did it. BLS did it, right? And then BLS did it. And then the Magic and them asked him, well, what about Red Alert and Chuck Chill Out on KISS? They said, we got to deal with Barry Mayo that if you take this deal, they'll fire them.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, it's you know, it's a mind-boggling issue that if these young Jewish boys that got money from their dads in most cases wouldn't have taken us on, we would have probably never been heard like that. You know, I mean, we got our issues with Bambaataa, but think about it. It's Tom Silverman that put out Planet Rock.
Right.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question, though. Let me
of a lot of dope stuff.
To piggyback off what you're saying, though, wouldn't that be equivalent to today's modern day term of culture vulture?
No, I don't think so, because they never wanted to do what we do, you know. And I think I think that the culture vulture thing is a, you know, that's a terminology that we have to tread lightly with
so
as
too.
well, because you know, case in point, Leo Cohen is a good friend, and I tell people, you erase Leo, you erasing so much that there's nothing there. Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince gone, Stetsasonic gone, Run DMC gone, Jay-Z gone, Ja Rule gone, DMX gone. Like, you know, so that's just something we got to be very careful when we utilize the terminology vulture, because a lot of times people do that for clicks. You know, those two words are clickbait.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You gotta be Hip hop was never just black, and anybody that tells you that is just they off. You can ask Bam, you can ask Herc, you can ask Flash. Hip hop was never just black, and so even though the Caucasian persuasion or the Caucasian group was small, they were still there. Yeah, it was more blacks and Hispanics, true, but they were still there. So it took all of us to make what ended up becoming Daddy-O or Stetsasonic or Big Daddy Kane or Rakim. It took everybody.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Like when you look at ground zero, the concussion is felt all you know, for how many miles around. So other people will absorb the expression and make that expression and add their own expressions to it. So we can't own it.
Of course.
The ground zero is in those boroughs of New York City in regards to you know, hip hop, but now it belongs to the world.
Right.
You know.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it was gonna happen. It was gonna happen anyway. So,
right.
But I, you know, I mean, again, a long answer to a short question, but I had other issues with Tom, but those are not the type of issues that I had with Tom.
Okay. All right. Any other questions, anybody? Anything?
No,
Nothing?
Well, I want to give a super special shout out to Hasib from PKM brand.
Oh, HKM, a PKM brand, HKM management.
Indeed, no question. Who was instrumental in making this thing happen. I copped the T-shirts from Instagram, my favorite place to be.
CSK1 lives on Instagram.
And he offered the opportunity to speak with you here, Daddy O. So I'm very appreciative of him in that regard. So this is a pleasure.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's always good to have a younger manager than you are. You know, they go get it. Get around.
Yeah, that's dope. But we're glad to have had you on the show. We want to wish you many years of more hip hop giving us. You know what I mean? I'm sure I speak for everybody in the room.
That you do.
And we're gonna let you go now.
Stay in touch, man. As I do these records, man, I'll make sure that you guys get some exclusives and all of that.
Yeah, thank you very much. And then you can make that Shan thing happen. We can do that too.
Lastly,
and that drop. I think you said you were going to use me, Miss Smith, on that all-female record you got coming out. So let me know when you need that drop.
You do not want to hear her on your record.
Also, a couple weeks, Daddy, you had commented or posted something about the foursome D's. It was a clip, this video. It was I loved it, man. It is, and I left a comment just in regards to that importance. And not only one genre or one way of life, one lifestyle, but two genres at the same time that they did well, and that was hip hop and R&B.
Oh yeah.
I left a comment and I added you that we need to address this on this show. We need to speak up that foursome D's indeed.
Yeah, we definitely can do that.
Yeah, let me try to hook y'all up with them too. You know they doing they do a radio show up in the Poconos, but definitely they. You know, Khalil and Steve like to talk a lot too. I mean, they unfortunately for the fourth is probably the hip hop act with the most passed away members out of all of us.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Like Flash and them got one with Cowboy. A few people got one. Heavy D and the Boys actually got two, but they got Mercury, Trisco, and TC. You know what I'm saying? So,
That's tough.
They fill it out.
Yeah.
They still do shows and stuff. They still pull it together. I'm sure Steve and Khalil would not have a problem talking.
Yeah, well, like I said, we're
Set that up,
and we're thankful to have you. And whenever you get something new, man, anything. I mean, you got this new album coming out. I mean, that's out right now, and we pumping that. So when the next one come out, man, make sure you hit us up.
I will, and I appreciate your time.
Thank you very much, brother. You have a good day.
Thanks.
Take care.
And I'll talk to you. All right. Peace.
Big peace.
What's going on, people? I'm Bats, Mouth Almighty, the Fresh Grinch, the Potty Mouse podcaster himself, and you are watching Rap Delites. Welcome back to the Rap Delites podcast. We are playing the Miss Smith the Belizean Biddy theme song. We fly. You know what I mean? We fly high balling. You know what I mean? Miss Smith has all of the streaming services known to man.
Everything.
I
can't even offer nothing to trade.
Listen.
She got Hulu.
You got something.
You got like YouTube Red, all that shit.
No, I'm getting YouTube Red when I cut this cable off, though.
My God.
It's for a reason.
We all moving in with Smith.
Listen.
I'm be over that motherfucker with the clicker like, yeah.
I am in developmental stages of writing a web series and a book, so I need inspiration. I need black content. And they don't have black content on like all channels.
You
so
want
I
black
gotta
content? Why don't you just move back in my old house and just sit on the porch?
No, bitch. I love my life.
Sit on the fucking porch. You be like, yo, this is real.
I need my life.
I'm embedded in the
Listen.
trenches.
I'm real.
With the insurgency.
Yeah, this is real right here.
Yo,
Yeah,
that
I mean-
used to be scary
Yo,
for,
that
you,
shit
for
is-
me. That used to be scary for you.
That was some baller shit right there. You know what I mean? All right, so we back.
Your balls is bigger than mine.
Chrissy Mac, Miss Smith, the Belizean Betty, TSK1, Brainiac, Maniac, B-Boy. What's good, bro? You good?
I'm good.
Is he
good?
good? You know he
You
good.
I'm good. I'm working.
You gonna get this new Snoop Dogg lullaby joint?
No,
You not?
I'm not.
You ain't got no kids though. You get a kid, you gonna have to play that Snoop Dogg. Y'all hear about that? You hear about that, Smith?
I've heard about it.
Chrissy Mac, you heard about that?
Not for me.
I'm not doing nothing. I
Y'all
don't
not
even.
fucking with it?
He just. It's
But why are we talking about this?
Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said.
Why are we talking about this? Or play some of that shit. My friend, like Sam talking about, oh, you need to hear it. What's it made of?
All right, it really ain't nothing to hear.
All right, then don't play it. Let's go to the next
I'm
thing.
gonna play it.
No, I'm
listen,
out.
Listen,
I'm out.
listen.
So little kids don't get high to this shit?
Well, he's not the only artist that did this. There's a couple other artists that actually did this, and it's Rockabye Records, and they do this for little kids. You know what I mean? But this is this thing right here.
This
is
reminds me of that Samuel L. Jackson book that he put out. Go
it's
to
a
fuck
thing
to sleep.
But this is just Snoop Dogg getting in on some extra paper because that YouTube shit for kids
Right.
is a
my
fucking
son
gold
stay
mine.
on it.
Like,
Stay on it.
YouTube for
Stay
kids
on
is
it.
a gold mine.
So YouTube is a separate app?
No. YouTube, when you go on YouTube,
Yeah,
with
it is
kids,
a separate app. There's a YouTube
Yeah,
app
YouTube
for
Kids.
kids and
Yeah, pay
YouTube
for
for
that shit?
YouTube.
But
No,
kids-
it's free.
No, but
if
my
you-
son just be on regular,
on the regular
YouTube.
YouTube, and kids will stay on YouTube all
All day.
fucking day.
Yeah, my son
day.
straight be asking me like, "Mom, can I get on YouTube?" No, you can't.
Yeah, they all day.
Yeah.
So I think this is him like, fuck, let me get some of this. Remember that Baby Shark shit that came out?
Do 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 do.
Millionaires.
No, I don't know the song.
Unwrapping toys.
Yeah, kids unwrap, like, so this is just Snoop jumping in on that wave. You know what I mean?
So that's you saying we in the wrong game.
Nah, listen, we need to be doing a kids show.
No, look, Isaiah and Aiden already got something.
Yeah,
rolling
Isaiah
up
and
there.
they got something going on.
That's
Yeah,
right. That's
word.
right.
They got
How
something
can we
going
get
on.
in on that?
And we can go upstairs right now. We shut this shit down.
Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down.
Yeah, we get on our knees like Roscoe and Martin. You know what I mean?
Shut it down. Yo, tell you.
Snotty nose and shit.
This is our podcast now. But shout out for Snoop Dogg, you know what I mean, for doing that. You know what I mean? If he makes a mint off it, so be it.
And he probably will.
And he will.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're gonna get into the artist of the week. Artist of the week is let me
Come on. Cue it up.
Let me cue
Where
up
you going
some-
at? Where you going at that joint? Come on now. Come on, that anthem joint. Nah, nigga.
Nah,
Nah,
we gonna
yeah.
go to the first album.
Yeah.
Gotta let it bounce. You gotta let it bounce.
That beat is so on.
Come on, you ain't making it cook. Turn it up.
Turn that shit out. Gotta let it bounce. What you know about this, Ray Fo? Artist of the week is Stetsasonic. Stetsasonic is the hip hop group formed in 1981 from Brooklyn, New York.
Damn, 81.
Members being turn down. Members being Prince Paul, MC Delight, Fruquan, Wise, DBC, Bobby Simmons, and friend of the show, Daddy-O.
Friend of the show, shout out to Daddy-O, Professor Daddy-O.
Professor Daddy-O. Albums include On Fire, 1986, with the singles Just Say Stat, Africa, which me and Miss Smith passed plenty of tests by reciting that.
Shout outs for that one. The pass fail. Thank you.
Yes. Also, they had the album that really was the album that really motherfuckers was like, yes. In Full Gear, 1988, they had Sally, Talking All That Jazz, Float On, and then their last release was 1991's Blood, Sweat, and Tears with No BS Allowed. And speaking of a girl named Susie, TSK1, Sound Off on Stetsasonic.
Scripturally, that verse that Fruquan spit on Ghost Stetsa is like hip hop scripture to me. It ain't nothing like hip hop music. You like it cause you choose it. Most DJs won't refuse it. A lot of sucker MCs misuse it. Don't think that Stet can lose it. Too much to gain to abuse it. The name of the game is Rapture. That's the shit show. Shit fucking. They said like yo, cats used like fucking like Brooklyn used to go bananas,
Go crazy when that shit came
Brooklyn
on.
used to go Brooklyn when that shit would come on, yo. Yeah, man.
I see you got your Stetson shirt on. Is that
I do.
Special occasion for today?
Most definitely.
Most definitely.
Most definitely.
Kinda.
Miss Smith.
I became a fan of Stet in '88 with
That was when In Full Gear came out.
In Full Gear came out. Yeah.
I think a lot of like people knew. And I remember like go ahead.
No, go.
I remember when I used to go over Black House, and I saw I used to see the On Fire album, just like the red letters, just like that. It was set up just like that.
Yeah.
And I used to see it, but I didn't. I mean, he had so many fucking records. You know what I mean? You didn't like know what was on everything. You know what I mean? And you didn't know if it was playing or whatever like that. But I remember like hearing, like I remember when In Full Gear came out. So
yeah, I remember the video. I think they had 1 or 2 joints that dropped.
yeah, they had talk.
That was the troop shit that was rocking.
Talking all that jazz, and then, exactly. And then
Troop.
and then
I had the Lamborghinis.
when he killed his verse in Self-Destruction.
Who? Which one?
Well,
Daddy-O, Daddy, all of them was on something, but I'm talking about Daddy-O's part was just like...
Yeah. Well, that was him and Wise was going back and forth from the joint or whatever like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because they was broke up in different segments.
Yeah. They wasn't all rapping together. You know what I mean? Chrissy Mac, Stetsasonic.
Stetsasonic, man. You know what? I don't even remember the first song I heard from them at all. But I just always knew them as the cornerstone of hip hop. Like I don't even remember the first one. Just legendary.
The way.
I remember.
This was so huge in Philly back then.
Play this in the motherfucking party.
Still is.
Yeah, Lady B.
Yeah, you can put this joint on.
Lady B
will be
made
rocking
this,
it still. Yep.
I remember the first time I like heard like knew who I was looking at as far as Stetsasonic and who they was. My uncles had this VHS tape with a bunch of like rap videos on it. You know, I used to.
Yeah.
That
That was a rave at the cats bringing to school.
Yeah. VHS tapes, and they had a bunch of videos on there, and they had a bunch of shit on there, and they had the talk and all that jazz video on there, and them niggas was in the video, and they was just, you know what I mean, Daddy, here's how it started, heard you on the radio, all that shit, and they was just had fucking attitude and just going at it, and Delight came on. Now I love Delight's voice, cause he was like, it was also on like an old head, cause like Daddy-O versus like a little higher,
Right.
and stepping out, my man, you know what I mean, it was just dope, and I mean, and then getting that insight that we just got, that Daddy-O pinned this and then they broke it all up.
Yeah.
It just like made it even better. You know what I mean? But this is their dopeness was because there was so many. I didn't get it at the time. You know what I mean? That they were like a band and they had like I didn't get it. I just thought they was motherfuckers was in the crew.
Yeah.
And these was the dude around. I didn't know nothing about Prince Paul and I didn't know about that.
And their duties or their jobs.
Yeah. I didn't know that. You know what I mean?
And like Daddy-O said in the interview,
who did he interview with? The Rap Delites crew, bitch. Yeah, whatever.
Say that again.
Rap Delites crew, baby.
So Daddy-O said that like after they figured or realized that they were a band, that they could do what they do, not just in the studio, or figuring out how we gonna do it like on live performances. They said, well, we just gonna take this shit up on stage with us. And they figured out how to do it and what they were gonna do. They started studying War, Mandrill, Earth, Wind and Fire, Parliament. They started studying the knockdown like show performers of not only their era and before of like R&B and funk, because that's what they were going after. You know what I mean? I thought that was fucking brilliant.
I would have loved to have been able to catch them in concert at that time. Shit. You know what I mean?
I seen footage. That'd
have been something to see.
Yeah,
you know what
that
I
would have
mean?
been dope.
Like Smith said, I remember. Y'all know nothing about this shit right here. You get a little bitty.
I can't.
Yeah.
He always taking us back.
Where your butt?
Pluto. That's what I said.
What's a stat? Enforcing these.
That's right.
You got me fucked up in these streets. Know what I
Fucking
mean? Yeah. Calm down. You know what I mean? But yeah, I would have loved to have been able to catch them at the time when they, like you said, I remember when I saw them because on that same video, Self-Destruction was on that same video.
Yeah.
And I
On
was
the
like,
same VHS.
yeah, on the same, I was like, those are the same dudes. Those are the same dudes, you know what I mean? I was like, damn, that's when I first started like freebasing hip hop, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like really getting it.
Right.
You know what I mean, getting a vein for it, you know what I mean, and like watching those type of videos, watching Yo MTV Raps and all that kind of shit like that. So those are the dudes that helped me get into that and get me out of just listening to my Houdini tape. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because that's all I had. So shout out to Stet. Anything else? TSK1?
I think well, not yet.
We got a lot off. We
hit a lot.
Daddy-O, yeah, you know what I mean?
Just like shout out to Intel Selected, shout out to Most Beats, shout out to Pure Fact.
We ain't ending yet.
We ain't get that yet?
We ain't ending.
Are we still going?
What the fuck is you overzealous?
I'm with you, Ty-Ske.
Nah, we ain't going yet. We got one more
I've been
topic.
in this hot seat
We
for
got
a
one
minute.
more topic.
Oh, okay.
Oprah Winfrey is producing a documentary on Russell Simmons.
Do we really want to make this a topic?
I'm
this
just saying.
is just some bullshit.
I'm just saying, it's a topic.
Listen, I am all for.
With the other John. Go ahead.
I'm all
keep
for the
talking.
Me Too movement. You know, I jokes about it. I say it all the time. I'm all for it, but I feel like Oprah. I feel like with Russell Simmons. I mean, okay, this was apparently the culture back then, right? Doesn't make the shit wrong or right. You know what I mean? Men have come to the forefront, and some of them have apologized for their indiscretions. Some of them have not. You know what I mean? I'm seeing Russell say like, yo, you know, for me, I would have never put myself on anybody. However, had I done that, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? For Oprah to kind of take that on again, I feel like she did the same shit with the Michael Jackson shit.
John.
And I kind of fell back from her on that point. You know, I love you. I love Oprah. Don't get me wrong. But the way that she's going about
It's like she's reaching.
criminalizing our black men is just like, I can't really get with it at this point. You know what I mean? Yeah, I feel like she is. Yeah, it is. That's exactly what it is. Do a fucking, let's see your document. Let me see you back, Harvey Weinstein. This is that's modern day. You know what I mean? You reaching for shit that happened to Michael Jackson back 20.
And he dead.
They saying 30 years ago, and the man is dead.
You know what I mean?
Russell Simmons, these things happened back in the early 90s. You know what I mean? Like, and then with the woman who basically said all this, all these accusations. I had to give people keys to my office and give out signals in case Russell came. But yet when he calls you to come over to the crib, you go. So he's doing all these things to you in office that's making you feel like I don't feel comfortable with this man. But you go over to his home after all of that. So it's just so many questions. You know what I mean? Like that just need to be like answered. And I feel like with Oprah stepping in, it validates and gives the accuser, you know what I mean?
Validation without any laws being broken or anybody being.
That shit is bullshit.
Exactly.
Chrissy Mac, you got anything to say about this topic?
I'm not familiar with the allegations, but that would just completely destroy his legacy and everything he worked for.
Yeah, my biggest thing is, it's just amazing to me watching all of this shit unfold. The thing that happened with Bill Cosby, the thing that happened with Michael Jackson, the thing that happened with that's happening with Cuba Gooding Jr. The thing that's happening with Russell Simmons and everything like that. Where you know, what I mean, you got all of these you'll never see me on my platform use it to lynch another brother or another sister. You'll never see me do that. And I just find it funny how you got these brothers, and if they did something that was wrong, they should be locked under the fucking jail.
Exactly, I agree.
Let's preface it by saying that. If they did something unlawful and they did something to a woman that was unlawful, they should be locked under the fucking jail. Or whatever time they're supposed to get for that,
I agree.
they're supposed to get it. Anybody. But my thing is, you get everybody, they dragging all of these brothers into the situation and everything like that. But you know, things like the rock and roll as we know rock and roll, was built on sex, drugs, and rock and roll. And you don't hear anything
You don't
about
hear any
anybody
of these
from
stories.
Aerosmith being dragged
Yes.
in, anybody from the Beatles being dragged in,
Yes.
Led Zeppelin.
Led
As if they were living
Zeppelin.
these
Led Zeppelin
exemplary,
allegedly put a fish in a
exemplary stand-up lives.
Yeah,
Like,
you
come
never hear
on.
anything about any of these guys
That's
that was like Nirvana, whoever the fuck,
Right.
Guns N' Roses.
Right, but you're
any of
calling
these-
out all of
Motley
our
Crue.
Motley Crue, any of these guys that were known, you know what I mean, to break them off something on tour and all that kind of shit
Right,
like that.
right.
But you don't hear anything about any of them
Yeah.
being brought up at any given time. Nobody's coming forward. Anybody coming forward in the same culture that was given them women, was given Russell Simmons women,
Mm-hmm.
was given Bill Cosby women. That same culture was there.
Yep.
And it was given all of these they were all living in the same world.
Yeah.
I don't live in that world.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I mean, I'm always transparent on this podcast, you know what I mean? Because I got the biggest fucking mouth on it next to Smith. You know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah.
And I just like, if like I said, if something happened and it's real,
That's true.
if it happened and it's real, they should be they should be,
I
in
agree.
the book of law, they should be.
I agree.
But I don't want it to be a thing where,
It's only black men that you see
not that
as
just-
the poster children, as the poster child.
not just black men, but it shouldn't be a thing where regret isn't unlawful. Like if you did something and you regret it 20 years later,
Yep.
that's not somebody didn't break a law because you regret it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's not what that is. You know what I mean? I remember I was dating this girl and TSK1 getting
Chick story.
you gotta run out. That's okay. You know what I mean? No, but I was dating this girl and TSK1 can attest to this. And she we broke up and then she got on some shit. I got my window bust out.
Oh.
You know what I mean? I had my porch set on fire. The floor mat
The
on the
crazier
porch,
the better, huh?
The floor mat on the porch got set on fucking fire. So I wound up having to fucking get an order of restraint against the girl.
You think?
So I wound up having to get an order of restraint against the girl or whatever like that. So I had to go down to the courthouse and all this kind of shit because she just wouldn't leave. She wouldn't leave me alone on that type of time. So once you get the order of restraint or whatever like that, I got that all done with like that. Then we had to go down to the courthouse to have it like officially and go in front of a judge and everything like that. So they had to serve her papers and all that kind of stuff. So when she got the papers and she came down to the court, she served a counter order of restraint against me.
No.
Saying
way.
that I pulled a machete on her, that I was beating up on her and stuff like that. And I'm like, wow. Like, and any, like, these brothers know me since I was young. You know me since,
Yeah.
And TSK1 has known me since I was a kid or whatever like that. And I'm a lot of things.
Right.
And I'm a loudmouth and everything like that. But I ain't got to pull no fucking knife or no machete on no woman.
Right.
If I want you to fucking go, I'm going to send you fucking packing. I don't have to get physical.
That's sexy. All that
Yeah.
good loving, you got them going
It was
crazy.
some good loving too. It was some good loving too. But,
That crazy love.
But what I'm saying is, she could just walk in there and say that.
Yeah.
And when I got in there, the judge was looking at me. I'm the one that originally filed.
Mm-hmm.
But the judge is looking at me, and it come to find out when I get up in there, and the judge is looking at paperwork and all that kind of shit like that, and they saying, okay, you Tyreek Johnson? I'm like, no. I ain't no Tyreek Johnson. Come to find out, this ain't even the first restraining order she's had on her. Some other dude had a restraining order, and he thought I was him.
Where are they now? Let's do a segment on that.
You know what I mean? So
Is that the joint I
I
had
would
to-
love.
yeah, and Ski had to come to court with me and all that
Where are
kind of
they
shit.
now? Goodness gracious.
Right,
What a whole other
That's a whole nother
podcast.
fucking podcast.
Yes.
Nah, but
yeah,
what I'm saying is, people lie.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm broke and on my ass, and I was living on a little bullshit row house down wherever I was living at, and she lied on me for nothing.
Yeah.
So I'm not a world traveling millionaire. So imagine how many motherfuckers can just say out of the blue or whatever the case may be and just turn their story on
But that's
these
what I mean.
niggas.
It goes both ways, though. I don't want to say that every accuser.
No.
is along the line. We don't want to put that out
No,
there.
I don't want to put that out there at all.
However, it goes both ways because just like she could be lying, he could be lying. You never know.
never
And if
know.
you don't have
The
evidence
facts and
and
the
the
evidence.
facts, you cannot
Be doing documentaries.
persecute this person publicly doing documentaries. You can't do it.
Yeah.
There's just no way, because the court of public opinion will fuck you harder than anything. Exactly.
At regular court. Look at OJ.
And what is
look at OJ. OJ is innocent.
Was it Oprah has an axe to grind?
Well, I know she was
she chasing a dollar.
No, I seriously doubt if it's $1, but I know she has really deep feelings about this topic because it happened to her.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I know she definitely has feelings about this topic. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna like I said, the court of public opinion is a motherfucker, and then a motherfucker could get off in real court and still be tainted in real life because of the court of public opinion.
Exactly.
Take, for instance, OJ. OJ is innocent.
And let's can we take somebody else? Can we take somebody else?
OJ wasn't proven innocent? OJ wasn't proven innocent.
All right, I'll let you. Let's see where you going with
The
this.
court proved OJ innocent.
Right.
But we all feel as though he's still a killer. Right?
Eyes agrees with that.
OJ ain't do that shit.
Oh, listen.
I don't agree with
Listen,
that.
Orenthal.
OJ ain't do that shit.
Yo,
We
Ray.
celebrated though.
Yo, Ray, how you say his name?
Orenthal, what is it?
We celebrated though.
But like I said, I didn't watch it. Did you watch the Michael Jackson thing?
I didn't know. I won't. I
did you
will
watch
not
that?
support that.
Did you
I
watch?
won't.
Yeah, I didn't watch that.
I will never watch that.
I didn't.
Who put that out?
Oprah.
Oprah.
Motherfucker.
I will never watch that.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
yeah,
I'm gonna start now.
Now. But yeah, I didn't watch that. And I'm not going to watch this, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
If something happened with Russell Simmons, I know he's in Bali right now. He's like
He stepped down, didn't he?
He stepped
when
down
these
from Def
allegations
Jam.
first, he stepped down from
He
Def
stepped down
Jam.
for all his companies, and he went to Bali.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, because he didn't. I believe he knows I'm not going to get a fair shake in this.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody wouldn't, you know what I mean? Because you could say somebody can walk in here 20 years from now and say, "Hey, LeVar Batista plucked me with a pin on a tin trolley 20 years ago," and who am I to say?
Right.
You know what I mean? Whatever.
I think I'm gonna make that claim.
It's licensed.
Do that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
somebody
that.
licensed to do
Make that
shit
claim.
like that.
And I don't listen. If like I said, if it was happening across the board, it'd be one thing. But it's not. You got plenty of motherfuckers out there that is not that. I'm positive these type of actions would happen. Like I said, it was an environment.
Yeah.
It was an environment.
It was the culture
It was the
back then. That was
going on or whatever like that.
That's what, and unfortunately, it was what it was. Like you know what I mean. You hate to hear the stories, the modern day, that what these women went through because damn, you know what I mean. But that's what it was.
Yeah.
You know, you walk into the office, the man smacked the secretary on the ass like that. It was just that was a Monday. You know what I mean? Like. But it's unfortunate, you know what I mean, that they had to go through that. You know what I mean?
God bless
I shouldn't
you.
be laughing.
I like the way you put that.
I shouldn't be laughing at that because that's some real toxic
Right,
masculinity
it
type
is.
shit.
Yeah, no, it really is.
But
I really like the way you put that.
that type of shit happened. Like that.
Right.
I ain't never been to a job like that. You know, nobody never smacked me on my ass.
What happened on Tuesday?
Tuesday,
Matter of fact, what happened on Friday?
Friday, doors get locked.
Let's get
No,
there
I'm
They got fucked up. I tell you that. They almost got fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I remember like watching like movies and stuff like that at office parties and people sleeping with each other in coat rooms, girls sitting on the Xerox machine,
Yeah.
and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff like that. That was cultures change, and you got to take that in mind. Like I remember my job. Old heads would tell me about 20 years ago, 30 years ago, like that. Supervisors would come out to your job and bring you beer. It's ridiculous. Like you.
Yeah,
You would drink beer on the
Yes,
job
sir.
and all that kind of stuff like that.
Yes,
but,
sir.
Yeah.
but that don't happen now because the culture has changed. You know what I mean? Culture's changed. Shit, when like
you can't do shit now. You can't even
No, you
smoke.
can't- you can't do
even
any-
smoke outside your office building. Like you
Listen.
have to go. Like they have designated smoking areas.
King
like
Yeah.
like for argument's sake, before our time, when our great grandmoms or great granddads, whatever like that, you got married at like 15,
You did. Yeah.
and your husband might have been 20.
Yeah.
And that was what it was, you know what I mean? Because that was the culture there. You can't go back and just say, okay, Grandpa Rogue, you know what I mean?
Right.
We hauling you in your old bones because you was married to a 15-year-old. That's what happened back then.
Damn.
Don't get me wrong. I do like they are pushing the culture in a direction that's more positive. I don't like that necessarily that everybody is tiptoeing a lot. Of, like everybody's so sensitive now. You know what I mean? Like that's the part I don't like about what's going on in this modern day. You know what I mean? Like
Because
you
it's
can't
like
say
you can't
shit.
do nothing.
You can't say nothing.
You can't do
Can
nothing.
I hate that
about it.
word?
What?
Fucking culture.
Yeah, you can hate it.
Yeah. Yeah, right?
You can hate it.
I guess this one.
Yeah, I
smash my.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
yeah, we can change it. We can change that name on the show to something else. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But yeah, I just wanted to bring this up because it hit, and I was like, you know what I mean? I wanted to talk about it, whatever like that. Then I wanted to get that story off that I told you about the girl with the machete.
It's always about the
She pulled a machete on you.
No, she told the court that I pulled a machete on her. Can you imagine me with a fucking machete in my hand chasing a chick?
I wonder if she would have paid for a character witness. 'Cause I was
Like, could
I hate this girl.
I know the woman. I know the woman. She was that bad shit.
yeah, a fucking machete. Like fucking, like Danny Trio.
What did you do to her?
She fixed her mouth.
Oh God! Oh my eyes! I can't take that back. I can't.
Toxic masculinity. She got some of that toxic masculinity, baby.
That girl ain't never gonna be the same.
She fixed her mouth to say that shit.
All right, let's get out of here, man. Everybody done. All right, shout out to TSK1, shout out to Miss Smith, shout out to Chrissy Mac, shout out to myself, shout out to Ray Fogues in the background, shout out to my man
Ray
Guido,
Drink to
shout out
that.
to Sam, shout out to everybody watching on YouTube, everybody listening on SoundCloud, everybody watching on Facebook, Instagram. We love y'all. Shout out to Daddy O from
Yes.
Stetsasonic.
Shout out to
I was about
Daddy
to
O.
say.
We
Shout
love
out to
you.
Hassi.
We love all of you guys. We'll see you next week, next go around. Peace from the Rap Delites podcast.
Just say stat.
Just say no. We need like an outro, like a going out music. It's like crickets. Like
We need
Like,
in
bye, y'all, and then we
in
just get
radio,
quiet and shit,
in
like-
radio, they call it bump music. Like when you come in and out
we
of
just be
break.
biting our nails
that you
and shit.
play
Like bye,
music.
y'all.
We need more
I'll get
music.
PA
on it.
Drake.
We do have it. It's on the show if y'all watch it.
Oh, you
Yeah.
gotta watch this. We gotta perform this shit.
Rap Delites. Rap Delites.